What's
Hey
up, JBZ
everybody.
and the Heezy?
What's going on, Mark? How are you? How was your week?
Great. Hey, welcome everybody to another week, another show of the Uncomfortable Truth. I'm your
Listen,
host, Mr. Mark McBride. You already know.
and I'm your co-host. It's your girl, JB in the house. Ladies, I got y'all.
Hey, and this week
Yeah.
we got another hot topic for you,
Hot, hot time.
as usual.
Hot.
But we're changing lanes a little bit. I had one of my close friends contact me, and he said, Mark, we covered these subjects a little bit, and we really need a whole show. So I talked to my
Yeah.
co-host; she approved it, and we're gonna go all in. And this is specifically for the LGBTQIA plus community. I think I got it.
Literally, almost every single topic, guys, we're covering tonight is gonna be about the LGBTQAI plus. Did I say it right?
Yeah.
Community. And it's a lot of grounds we gotta cover. So y'all buckle your seatbelts because it's about to be a whole ride. It's about to be a whole ride.
Maybe how how has this how much has this community really affected your family and your daily life? Like, do you have a lot of individuals that you associate yourself with that is in this community?
Actually, the answer to that is yes. I have a couple of sisters who are both lesbians. Um, I have some of my best friends in the world are gay. Kind of they're not transgendered, meaning they're not changing their actual gender, but they do live the lifestyle of like the flamboyant drag queen, etc. And I've actually personally learned to love those people more because they just literally are out of the closet and have absolutely nothing to hide. They just completely on Front Street. They're the most realest people that I know. So, and plus, I got to a point where I don't care about judging somebody else's lifestyle. I really don't give a darn. Like where I'm going is my business. What you do and how you do it, who you do it with is your business. So, I was negatively affected by it because my father is a homophobic. Like my dad, if he's seen a gay man, he's crossing the street. Like he like nah. And if you say something to him, he's going off this. So I grew up as a little girl like, ooh, gay people. But it wasn't until I was older going into the military where I'm like, okay, that's your business. And it's so that is what it is. What about you?
I have several people in my family, friends, but I must admit I was one of those. No, no, you're not. Like when people would tell me they are, I'd tell them literally, no, you're not. You don't know what you're talking about. I was all because I grew up with my grandfather. My grandfather raised me. So, and
Mhm.
then coming into the military where it wasn't allowed, that enforced it.
Yeah.
I was like, I used to tell mugs, nah, you just ain't got the right woman yet.
Right.
When you get the
Right.
woman, she put it on you, you're gonna forget all about that.
Right.
But it
There's
was just living out of ignorance. And I'll tell
yeah.
you, my realest moment when I really got rid of all of it was when I used to DJ. Like
Yeah.
I had got invited to be a DJ at one of their parties, and when I tell you the first hour, I was so uncomfortable. Like I didn't know what I was doing. I was failing. I'm playing nothing but Rick Ross, and and every all nothing but dude shit because there was nothing but me in there. And then the woman who was running it came up to me. She's like, "Mark, what are you doing?" I was like, "What are you talking about? There ain't no women in here." She said, "Close your eyes. It's all women." I was like,
Wait,
"Okay."
what?
Hey, that's what she told me. And I said, I started playing all single ladies, all single ladies, all single ladies, all
Yeah.
single. And when I tell you these people know how to party,
Listen, they do it better than us.
boy, like it really helped me get to know the community and still allow me to be myself because I had this one dude, he used to always help me set up. And anybody that came up to the DJ booth, he'd be like, he like pussy, okay? Back up, back all the way the fuck up. He likes pussy,
Period.
okay? And he
That's
was
what I mean. That's what I mean by they so real. They so relatable. Like, and I hate to call them they as if they are like ostracized from regular society.
they got their own
But
community.
They literally do. And I'm gonna tell you something else. They some of the richest people in the world. I cannot freaking tell you how many people I have crossed that's got that Skrilla. I know different, people in different industries, production and things like that. Like I have a homeboy who has his own production company, and the people that work for him, and like, yeah, like that, they are just so deeply into that lifestyle, like, and they got money and they are highly intelligent. I don't know what the stereotypes are for them. I don't know. I try not to get into it, but if I could say what my experience was, it's all good things. Highly intelligent, really personable, loving, non-judgmental, like the whole. But I'm gonna tell you, and I can't wait. I can't wait. I want to know. I have always been curious as to how they do it. I'm like, how? I just like how was you how because as heterosexuals we know exactly what we doing, right? You
Yep.
know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I'm like, how do y'all have fun? Like, there's no, so
I'm pretty sure we're gonna get into all of that. Okay, okay.
sorry, can I just be uncomfortable truth up front? I just want to
Okay.
know what y'all
So
doing.
the first topic will be we're going to talk about the offensive language.
Yeah.
LGBTQIA plus community. What's offensive to them, and what do they consider to be respectful and disrespectful, and how should you go about communicating? And then we're going to talk about it from the opposite side of how we feel about
Mhm.
what they require. The next one is going to be the LGBT judgment. Judgment from family members, judgment from coworkers, judgment
Yeah.
from heterosexual friends in the community, so forth and so on. And
Yeah.
lastly, we'll be talking about the heterosexual hate. And that's the hate that comes to the heterosexual
No
community
effects.
and the hate that comes from the heterosexual community. We'll touch
Yeah.
we'll touch on both sides.
Yeah. Yeah.
So without any further ado,
Wait, Mark. Wait. We gotta do our subscription. We gotta do our
you
super
got
chat. Do that.
okay, well, hey, for everybody out there, um, if you want us to stop in the middle of the show and talk about
Ah,
exactly what it is that you want us to say, if you got a question, if you want to come on screen, whatever the case may be, hit the super chat. It'll come across
mhm.
the screen right down here at the bottom. We'll
Yeah.
stop everything we're doing in tracks, and we will talk about your question, and we'll go ahead and hit that up. Now, if you just want to talk to everybody else, just be in the comments section. Make
Yeah.
sure you subscribe.
Yeah.
Make sure
Subscribe,
you hit that
guys.
notification bell and
Like
share the show.
and share the show.
We're on all platforms. We still haven't got to IG yet, but we're on TikTok, we're on Facebook, we're on
Mhm.
YouTube, and once we make the IG page, we'll be on there as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Did I
Your
forget
favorite
anything?
face.
I forget anything?
No, I think that's it. You got it. We gotta get our money.
All right, all right. So let's do this. Let's play the first video first before we bring anybody up,
Let's do it.
and we'll go from there.
Let's do it.
This is about the offensive language. That's what this video is going to cover. The language you should be using.
Sound.
Yeah, we can't hear it, sir. We can see it, but we can't hear it. So this video is going to really talk about pronouns and what they require and what's okay and what's not okay. That's
Yeah.
basically why this video was picked, because it gives a good description.
Pronouns.
There you go.
Pronouns. Xenopronouns. Neopronouns. What's happening here? What is this?
Video
this
left.
has been requested a bajillion times.
There we go.
Which tells me that allies are deep.
Well, we're having some technical difficulties. They'll get that together.
But there is a such thing as offensive language, and I can't wait to hear, or I want everyone else to hear what he has to say. But I will tell you, I was doing a little bit of research. I was watching some videos. Of course, TikTok is like now the new YouTube. It's like the new university. You can find anything on TikTok. And there was a transgendered woman. So she was once woman and transferred into a man. And one thing that she said that was offensive as far as language, are we good to go? One thing that she said as far as, oh, here we go.
Yeah, operator, we can still see it, but we can't hear it, brother.
What is this? This video has been requested a bajillion times, which tells me that allies are deeply interested in affirming who we are and understanding our community better. So if that's you, if you're an ally watching this video, or an ally sent it to you and you're an ally, if your ally is doing ally work and wanting to understand, thank you. You're doing the extra credit, and we appreciate it. If you are trans yourself or non-binary and want a deeper understanding about some words that may affirm you, keep listening, keep watching. Pronoun is a part of speech. He and she are the usual pronouns that everyone grows up with and thinking of referring to one person. But of course, they refers to one person as well. Someone left their umbrella. They as one person. But there's more to this story than just he, she, or they. I'm non-binary and my pronouns are they, them. So if you were going to talk about me, you would say, Jeffrey is an amazing author. They are really attractive. They being used in place of he or she to refer to one person, in this case, me. Because I'm non-binary. Neo-pronouns, literally new pronouns, refers to the creation of a new word, a neo word, to go in that slot. So a common one is Z. If my pronoun was Z, you would say Jeffrey is a brilliant thinker. Z is one of the most attractive people I've ever seen. You'd say a lot of things, I'm sure. So that is the creation of a brand new word to put in the slot where he, she, or they would go. Xenopronouns, perhaps one of the most beautiful concepts, one of the most poetic ways to approach this subject. Xenopronouns refers to any pronoun a person has that is unspeakable, that is unworkable in the language of a person. So an example would be a xenopronoun would be a word, I can't even say it, right? Because that's the point. They're unsayable and sort of effervescent and unknowable, kind of like a person's gender. That's why I love this one. So an example would be, a xenopronoun would contain a set of letters that is a pronunciation that a human being can't pronounce. Some sound that a human being can't pronounce. Or that a xenopronoun contains an image or a concept that it's alluding to that is actually something that language has no way to express. The movement of understanding where non-binary people come from can sometimes take us into very lofty, beautiful, spiritual, poetic places. Thank you for your willingness to understand. And thank you for your willingness to honor us.
Woo, that was a lot. Unspeakable. What?
Listen, this is the reason why we're having the show, because I guarantee you, I'm not the only one out there confused. I'm not.
I don't understand why you can't say he or she unless, non-binary means that you don't mind being referred to.
You know what? We're not part of this community. How about we bring some people up that can give us a little bit more information? Okay, all right. Everybody introduces themselves. I'm pretty sure everybody out there know who this is. To my side, Mr. Hulk. What's going on, Hulk?
Hey, how y'all feeling today?
Good.
Okay, Miss Soldier Girl. Okay, my military
Queen.
sister.
Hello, everyone. How y'all doing tonight?
All right, Mr. Harlem Boy in the building. What's going on, sir?
Y'all? What's happening?
All right. So we already know we're about to get into it, and we're about to get real deep. Okay. Did everybody watch that last video they just played?
Yeah. Let me start out by saying what non-binary means.
Mm-hmm.
It means that they do not identify as a male or a female. They identify as a they, nor male or female. So they are neither one. That's the reason why he had on lashes and a beard. Non-binary means he does not identify as a man or a woman. That's what non-binary, huh?
Just a unicorn. Oh, unicorn don't unicorn mean like either like okay, you know what? Let me just shut up. Mark, don't
non-binary.
I already know who's gonna be the one to put their foot in their mouth that night.
Oh, you motherfuckers.
Me. Okay, so listen.
Go ahead.
This is what I gotta say. And we're talking about this first subject is the offensive language. Y'all already know me. If I see you, whatever my brain tell me you is, that's what you is. Because I don't know you. So if I come at you and say, excuse me, sir, or excuse me, miss, and I'm wrong, that doesn't make me homophobic, doesn't make me any phobic, doesn't make me anything wrong. I just don't know. So when you correct me, right?
Yeah.
Let's practice it. Let's say, JB, I say, hey, what's up, dog? Excuse me, sir. And you're like, excuse me, I got a whole vagina. I'm a woman. Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. Because that happens to heterosexual people too.
Yeah.
There's some women that walk around here, shoulders, hat to the back, and hoodie. You can't see nothing. You be like, hey, excuse me, sir, can I? I'm a man. I'm a woman. Oh, my bad. So why is it that we have to put people in a category if they misgender you or use the wrong pronoun? Why is that wrong? So bad in the community.
I want to chime in on that. One of the a good rule of thumb, because we don't, even gay people don't always get it right. Because if you don't know someone, you don't know how they like to be referred to. But here's a good rule of thumb. I address somebody by how they present themselves. So if they're presenting a feminine face to the world, my first instinct is to call that person a miss, a she, a her, because that is what I'm perceiving as how they presented. Now, I may be able to tell that they're not biologically female, but if they are wearing the whole female uniform, so to speak, then that's a good starting point.
Yeah. And
then allow them the space and the opportunity to correct you if correction is necessary.
What you gotta say, Social Girl? Because you look like you're about to pop down.
No, I agree with what he's saying. I think people who are kind of like on the fence of looking masculine versus feminine, they're used to getting called the wrong thing sometimes. And so I don't think that they should be an asshole about, correcting someone. I mean, you can make that correction without being rude, and whether or not you're treading that fine line of looking masculine versus feminine. So
hold on real quick. But the best rule of thumb is if you're not sure, just ask them what their name is. If whatever their name is, that's what you call them.
Well, if it's Pat,
if it's Pat, you call them Pat.
And
you don't have to say
confused.
you don't have to say she, he, or no. You say, hey, how you doing? How you doing, Pat? What can I help you with? You don't have to say Miss, he, or nothing. Just call them by their name.
Go ahead, JP.
My question is, how does this all come about? is it okay? Let me ask this first. Do you guys, you as your individual, because let me tell you, okay, let me start here. I'm about to fuck this up. When I look at each and every one of you, I see two men and a woman. Okay. I know what I think a gay woman or a lesbian woman or a gay man looks like. And to me, neither one of y'all appear to be that way. So question number one is, do you even agree with the rules of your community? Do you agree that I mean, that's not difficult, or it can be like a lot?
Well, let's start out by saying, if you don't mind me saying this, Miss Soldier Girl,
Okay.
Soldier Girl is not gay.
Oh, really?
No, she is. If you don't mind elaborating on what I'm saying.
I'm pansexual. I identify with pansexual.
What is that? I don't know.
Yeah, what is that? I think I know. Wait, let me guess. A little bit of this, a little bit of
Actually, no. That's no. To be factual, that's actually bisexual, what you're talking about. But pansexual is basically I'm not attracted to men. I'm not attracted to women. I'm attracted to personalities. I'm attracted to spirits, energy. So yeah, I don't put myself.
That's most people though, right? That's most people. I'm attracted to feminine energy. I'm not attracted to a dude's energy. I'm attracted to a woman's energy, right?
But that's totally different from
what about a dude that has feminine energy?
Oh, okay. Hold up. So
I didn't get to finish.
Are you saying, Soldier Girl?
I didn't get to finish.
Are you so Soldier Girl? Are you saying that by being pansexual, that you are whatever spirit or energy you are attracted to, you sexually become intimate with that particular soul or energy? Like, is that how that goes?
I can.
Oh, okay.
And also, the difference between bisexual and pansexual is pansexuals, they can be attracted to transgenders, also transsexuals.
They fucking your soul.
And bisexual people are not.
They're
only attracted to binary.
Mark.
So I'm attracted to non-binary also.
I've heard her say that. I've heard Soldier Girl look at somebody. I didn't know what she's talking about then. Now I know. She's like, nigga, I fucked the soul out your way. Now I know what she's talking about.
But see, that's the reason why I wanted Soldier Girl on here, because she gives a whole totally different perspective on the whole LGBTQ plus, et cetera, because she encompasses what everybody will want in life, and that is to be attracted to someone inner being versus their outer being.
Oh,
well, y'all know this.
I'm pansexual too, then.
Y'all know the name of the show. It's called Uncomfortable Truth. It's time to get a little bit uncomfortable now.
Oh, Lord.
Listen, I have no problem going back and forth, just like the gentleman said before, when he said that I'm going to look at what you present. I'm doing the same thing. Harlem Boy said, whatever you present, that's what I'm going to do. You cannot present non-binary. Okay, you can't present that. And I'm not playing those games. When we go to if you're identifying as a woman, okay, good to go. If you're identifying as a man, okay, I can live with that. If you're identifying as fluid, I just come on. That's just man.
But what do you mean when you say fluid?
Okay,
we got to make sure.
Yesterday,
okay.
I talked to you. We had this conversation. You were dressed as a. Let's say you were a little bit in between, like the person on the video, right? You got lashes, makeup, beard. Okay, you identified as a woman. I said, okay, ma'am, can I get you to do this? And then I see you again, and now you're like, oh, well, that was Monday. Just because Monday I was a woman, that doesn't mean that every day I'm a woman. You know what? You and your crazy ass get the fuck out. Okay, that's what you can do, because that's crazy to me. And you know what? Y'all said it's the uncomfortable truth. This is what I feel. If you are switching it up and you can't even decide what you want to be and what you want to do, and then I got to call you him on Monday, her on Tuesday, they on Wednesday, them on Thursday, y'all on Friday, all y'all can get the fuck out. Okay.
No, that's his decision. That person's decision is to be non-categorized. That is
non-categorized by the goddamn self.
Here's where
Involve everybody else with that crazy shit.
This is why I said it's a rule of thumb, not necessarily the best rule. The best rule is what Hope said. Ask if you have any doubt whatsoever, ask them their name.
Yeah.
But why does it got to be
someone by their name?
So, but why did we got to make it
and calling someone by their pronoun? Remember their name.
Yeah. Why is that so hard?
Because sentences require pronouns. I can't say, hey, I went over there and all of them and Mike, I got to change how I talk. Hey, you know what?
Aren't you intelligent enough to do that?
But I am.
But aren't you intelligent enough to do that?
I am intelligent.
So
However,
use your intelligence.
Hold on. However, I am intelligent enough, but you're not special.
It doesn't have to be special. You have to show your intelligence. I don't have to show my specialness. You have to show your intelligence by speaking. Intelligent.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me ask you this question, Mark. So if I walked up to you, knowing that you prefer to be called a he, and every time I walk up to you, I'm like, hey, girl, would you not expect me to get it right? That hey, I'm not a girl.
Okay,
you can't refer to me that way. I prefer to be referred to in this manner. And if I have any question, if I don't want to refer to you as he or she, I'm just going to call you Mark because that's the name your mama gave you. Your mama named you Mark. I'm gonna call you Mark.
I totally understand it, and that's why I started off my statement by saying, if you require to be called a he or a she, I'm going to stick
with a they
or a they. I can do that. But you can't keep switching it up on me.
But
they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, they are in their female energy.
Help me, soldier.
No.
Yeah.
But see, listen, you can be in whatever energy
Hold on, Jasmine.
today, but your energy doesn't control other people's speech. That's because you have. Hold on. Let me finish. You have the right to be and press and push whatever language and requirements you want on your life and people to have to be in your life. You do not have the right to push whatever it is you got going on strangers or coworkers. If I'm going to be your spouse, if I'm going to be your child, if I'm your parent, your brother, your sister, and it's required of me to maintain a relationship with you, then those things are important. But you are a fool to go up to strangers and I'm sitting up here saying, hey, I need all of y'all to come over here. Excuse me. I don't know how y'all.
The problem is that the problem is that it's coming across as a mockery, right? It's coming across as a mockery. Oh, them and they. I think when you talk to a person who is in that position or that's their choice in life to be whatever they are, they know exactly who they are and they're going to let you know because they're probably tired of being categorized as other things. So they're going to let you know, this is who I am. And even if you cross their paths once or twice, I just think it's common nature. If your name is John, I'm not going to call you Paul. You want me to call you by your name. And so what happens is let's say we use the workplace as an example where you don't owe that person shit, but they are, binary or non-binary. You have to encounter them every once in a while in a meeting or so. And they're like, listen, call me they. I don't think he or she is going to change their mind on the following day. That's the part that I'm saying as far as the mockery. Like, I don't think they're that scatterbrained. And please forgive me for terminology. I'm only just trying to wrap my mind around what I'm hearing, but I don't think they're scatterbrained. I think they're just as confident as we are, we being heterosexual men and women. But they've taken a lot of time to decide what they want to be and who they want to be and what they want to be called. And they're probably a part of an environment where they got to always fight that battle. And so when they encounter people, they're like, hey, this is me. Say something else. This is me. Say my shit now. Say my stuff. This is my title. Don't play with me. Because now this is where the offensive part comes in for me, is because although you encounter everybody else that's judgmental, don't play with me like that. Because I don't know you. And I ain't trying to judge you. I just don't understand. So
yeah.
Hold on. But real quick. Can we get Soldier Girl? So Joe, what were you trying to say?
Oh, I was just saying, like Mark was talking about, if say for instance, you meet me on Monday and I'm Soldier Girl, and then Tuesday I feel like being Soldier Boy. That's not a good example. My name is Constance on Monday, and on Tuesday I'm dressed like a boy. I got my hat to the back, but you know my name is Constance. Because you know my name, you're going to address me by my name. Even though I'm switching it up on you, you're still going to address me by my name because you're a respectable person and you know my name. We've made this rapport with each other. So being the fact that now we know each other on a first name basis, that's how you're going to address me, even though my look may be confusing you.
Well, me and we had a little talk backstage before the show, and I want to bring that up because me and Harlem Boy was getting into it for a second. I was like, let's save this for the show. And what I said was this. I use an example when I was a kid. I was told when I was a kid that if you're called the nigga, you whoop their ass. And I grew up in an all-white state, Muskogee, Oklahoma. It was a black state, but the majority of people there were white. And old white people would call you nigga just off Jeep. Oh, you such a good nigga, helping me put the groceries in the car. Yeah, and we were just used to it. But I was taught by my uncles and my cousins, nah, if you hear somebody call you nigga, you knock them out. And I started doing it. And then I started looking at myself like, I got to be the most childish, most saddest little boy on earth because these people can control me with words. So what I did was I told myself, I don't give a damn what they say, and I don't give a damn how they say it. You could call me nigga all day. If I do fight you, it's because I wanted to fight you anyway. And I just use that as an excuse. But I'm not going to allow that word. I'm not going to allow that word to affect me. So when people used to say, hey, nigger, I'm like, what, nigger? And I'd say it just like them back to them, and we would laugh. We would laugh at it. So I took the power away from the word. So what I was saying to him is, I don't understand how the community, because they don't even have to be homophobic. If I know it makes you mad and I don't like you, I'm going to talk about your sexuality. I'm going to say the wrong pronoun because I know it's going to bother you. And if you allow it to, you just gave my mispronunciation of the wrong pronoun power. And that's when they're going to do it. Majority of the time, people aren't even homophobic. They're just fucking with you because they don't like you and they want to use it against you, and you allow it.
Why do you keep calling it homophobic? I mean, that's
the number one term that you use when you do anything other than what you're supposed to with the community. That's how I feel on the heterosexual side.
Yeah, that's
what it's used against
right
me.
there.
I'll tell you what we hear.
It's really like ignorance. It's really like the lack of knowledge.
True.
You know, homophobia. Because I was telling Mark before the show started that I grew up, or actually maybe I said this out loud. Actually, I did say it on the show, but I grew up. My father was homophobic because back then they had even less of an understanding. And my dad would literally cross the street and he would use the F word, and I don't even want to say it because
please don't.
I won't. I promise you. I got you. 100%.
Wait. Why can't we say nigga?
You can't say it. You can't say it.
Yes, you can. We can.
You shouldn't be saying it.
Nobody
should be saying it. It's a derogatory term.
I've never heard nobody come to me and say, hey, man, you shouldn't be using that word. On every song we listen to, every rap song we listen to, we hear.
Does it make it right? Does that make it right? Do we have to come and tell you that the skill is hot?
Listen, you can't control. Listen, hold on. You can't control freedom of speech.
But listen,
that's not what we're doing.
Okay, but listen, let me just get this out. If you have the ability to say what it is that you want and push the message that you want without any fear, then so should the other opposing side. If they don't like something about you, if they don't want to say something, if they don't like it, they want to be against it, they should have the same rights to say what they feel, just like you have the same rights to say what you feel.
And
okay, can I jump in? Can I jump in?
Of course.
Can I jump in here because this was something that we were talking about before, and what my response to what he said was, yes, I can understand the whole notion of we allow them to have power in that word when we react to it. But words also can help create an environment where violence becomes okay.
I was going to talk about
words can be used to dehumanize a person or a community to the point that violence becomes okay.
Who is not
in the aspect of being a gay man,
who's not
being brought up a gay man, when it became all right for someone in the neighborhood to call me the F word, and I don't mind saying it, I will say it. I was called that as a child. Oh, that's a little faggot. I've been called that. But that made it okay for the next person to call you a faggot, and the next person to call you a faggot, and the next one. And then that creates an atmosphere of bullying. It creates an atmosphere where you're self-loathing.
Targeted, and you're targeted.
It makes you a target. It turns you into something other than.
Okay,
a human.
It is not
you become other than a human.
Name me the type of people: male, female, black, white, Indian, Asian. I don't give a fuck what category. Name me the type of people on earth that are not subject to the exact same thing.
No.
But that's not the topic.
I know. But when you bring it up,
but we're talking about the LGBT. We're going to stick with the topic.
I'm talking about.
We're not going to go into. We're not going to go into.
There are certain words, Mark. You got to understand. There are certain words that have a history of violence,
nigga,
in a way that other words don't.
I guarantee you.
I can call somebody a honky. I can call somebody, white people, whatever the name that we're using. There is not a history of violence, of lynching, of murders associated with calling somebody honky like it is calling somebody nigger.
True.
A nigger or the F word. Or the nigger.
People have been all while being called faggot.
True.
People have been lynched all while being called nigger.
True.
Same.
So there is a difference. There is such a thing as fighting words. Women have been raped all while being called bitch.
True.
Words, those words come with
words have meaning.
Whole history.
Words have meaning.
True.
Words
True.
definitely
Everything
have
you're
meaning.
saying, I agree with 100%.
It's not just a matter of, okay, if you don't give it power, it has no power.
Or it has
certain words do.
What I'm trying to say is, sir, I agree with everything you just said. However, it does not eliminate anything because it makes you uncomfortable. Just because I don't like the word that I don't like it when people call me nigga. That doesn't mean because I done forced you not to say nigga that there still aren't white people trying to hang me. Everybody, this black woman on this panel right here, both of these black women, they're disappearing every day. Ain't nobody saying shit. Ain't nobody saying nothing.
No reason why ain't nobody saying shit. The difference between these two categories is the movement that's behind it. The LGBT movement is way bigger than the civil rights movement. We can't even come together as a people to support the black women that are missing. So that's the difference.
I think, and this is just my opinion, I think it's almost like a fad. I think
what is a fad?
I think
what's a fad?
Come on now. You
Hold on, let me finish. Our entire life, my cousin, I got a cousin that I grew up with. He dealt with this his whole life. With the family, the school, the church, the college, everybody, everything. And these people have been marching and talking and saying this ain't nothing new. Ain't nothing going on new. People have died and marched, but because now we have the internet and you can cancel somebody off the internet and you can say, oh, he said this and he said that. Now everybody wants to join into the crowd. Where was all these people back in the 80s when this was going on? Where was all these people back in the 90s?
It was out there, but they was in the damn closet because it was not acceptable.
There you go. Now they want to be out the closet and be Superman.
It's acceptable now, and it doesn't mean it's a fad. You just have a movement that is so big that supports these people wanting to live their life, live their truth out in public without fear of.
And a friend of mine posted something the other day, which was really interesting to me, and my comment to it was, what somebody said was, it was the brother that won the award the other day for his role in Pose. and he said, "This I'm accepting this award on behalf of the 40, 50, 60, and 70-year-old somebodies out there who did not have the space to exist as themselves. I was one of those people." Okay, and all while I was coming up and coming out and growing up, okay, I didn't have the space to exist as who I am.
Got it.
I had to fight for that right, and all while I was doing that, I was creating a space for the folks that are coming behind me now.
Exactly.
Now there are 9 and 10-year-olds that if they feel they are different, they're not afraid to say they are different. They have space that we created for them.
Yeah.
So it's not a fad. It's always existed. It's just that now my generation and the generation before mine and the generation after mine created a space so that those young people don't have to go through the fight that we did just to exist.
Now,
and then on top of that is the fact that we're educating the cis people. Cis means the straight people.
It's going too far.
Yeah.
It's going too far.
Yeah, it's because we're educated. And the more educated the straight community becomes, the more tolerant, not tolerant, I'm not going to use the word tolerant. The more educated, the more
I hate that word.
Tolerant. Yeah, I do too.
That's why I said that's the horrible word.
Horrible. Pose is a great show.
Go ahead, JB. Go ahead.
I was gonna before Hawk said anything, I was just gonna talk about education. But for me, the missing piece is a very close family member that you'll go to jail behind. Let me help you understand something. Mark has children, I have children. For me, it wasn't a reality until my daughter said, I think I like girls. It wasn't a reality for me. Right now, I could respect the community, but it didn't quite hit home yet. So I think some people who struggle with the offensive language or respecting other people's boundaries or whatever it is because it hasn't quite hit home for them yet. And when one of our children or our sister comes home and they're crying because said name so-and-so in the street called her or him or whatever the case may be, and now you have to deal with a depressed state, a person who's not eating, who is broken, who is sad, who is because that person feels like, I mean, it's freedom of speech. You can't control what I say. And we like, all we asking you to do is, and so I think it takes for it to hit home. And for me, it was my family members. Now we've all claimed, but some family members are a little extended. They a little out there. Some I'm talking about people that's like, you'll go to jail, you'll bust somebody's head to the white meat for them. And you realize that they have, they got something about them. They changing. They got something about them. I have a sister who's a lesbian, and this is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna let y'all go ahead. I have a sister who's a lesbian. She was telling me that since she was a little girl, she remembers wanting to look up somebody's dress. Now I'm gonna tell you, I've been a woman, a young girl, a female type gender all my life. And I remember being 7 wanting to kiss a little boy. And so the way that I transformed my mind was that if there was a feeling that I had that I couldn't control, that came naturally to me. That was like, you know what I'm saying? I want this, my little
fast ass. Get your fast ass in the goddamn
with a fast ass. Now, whether I did it or not is beyond the point. But all I'm saying is I remember having that desire and not being able to explain it. So I'm saying if they having a separate desire and they not trying to, and that's another thing about that community, they're not trying to sleep with everybody. I think the reason why some people are offended by that community is because you think that they're gonna come for you, but they don't want you
at all.
Okay, listen, we gotta get ready to transition to the next subject. But listen, everybody gonna say
y'all like my point. That's what I had to say. Y'all like my point.
Loved it.
Let's say our last piece on this subject. We're gonna transition over. The last thing I want to say is this: language is free. Until somebody puts their hands on you and does something to you, everybody has freedom of speech. And regardless if you like it or not, you have to become mature enough to allow people to say what they're going to have to they want to say and go on about your business. Because it is you cannot tell one group of people that they're allowed to say what they want to say, and then another group of people that they're not allowed to say what they want to say.
Now that's
just how I feel.
Mark's
because regardless if it's right or wrong, they still have the freedom of speech as long as they're not putting their hands on you, they're not touching you, none of that. Everybody should have the freedom of speech. That's where I stand with it.
Now here's where I stand.
Go ahead, Harlem Boy.
One second, Harlem Boy. I'm gonna do my closing real quick with the host real quick. Now here's my stance, because we talk about uncomfortable truth, and I think truth has a lot to do with people's experience. You create your own truth, and without a whole bunch of studies being around, I believe that though freedom of speech is a real thing, and it was brought into the Constitution of the United States because there were people who were certain races, genders, creeds, colors that were oppressed, and so it was like allow them to speak. However, I have seen how speech has provoked people to violence and to hurt others and to have a lack of understanding or a lack of empathy. So I think that it is important that if you respect humankind or the people that you engage, that at the very least you do not use offensive language on purpose. That's it.
Go ahead, Soldier Boy. I'm sorry, Harlem Boy.
Freedom of speech, yes. Freedom from consequences, no.
No.
You disrespect me, you're going to get disrespected back at the very least.
And
freedom of speech, and what he's saying, freedom of speech comes with.
Number two, Maya Angelou said, words have power.
If you give it power.
No, words have power.
Absolutely.
Words have power. And the Bible says that the power of life or death resides in the tongue.
Mm-hmm.
With our words, we can create environments. We can create actions. With our words, we can foment disagreement and violence. So, yes, you have freedom of speech, but there's responsibility that comes along with exercising that freedom.
Mm-hmm.
And we are responsible one to another, especially as Black people.
It's true.
Soldier Girl.
Y'all have said a lot. I'm just going to say common courtesy and just be respectful. Be accountable for whatever comes out of your mouth.
I guess I'll be last. Freedom of speech comes with consequences. You can say whatever you want, but whatever come out your mouth, don't be shocked if your teeth come out with it. With the wrong person. That's just real talk. You can't go into a movie theater and yell fire and without consequences. You're going to jail. So we can do all that, but this first and foremost, make sure we respect one another.
Yeah, y'all can't.
It comes with all of us.
All the time. Okay, let me ask y'all one last question before we transition over. If we're all at a comedy show, there's a Mexican, there's a Black woman, there's a straight Black man, there's a gay Black man, there's a trans woman. So he could talk about the Black woman with impunity. He could talk about the Black man. He could talk about the Mexican man. He could talk about the straight Black woman. But as soon as he talks about the gay Black man or the gay Black woman or the trans Black woman or the trans white woman or whatever the case may be, now he needs to be canceled. This is the craziness that we're facing today. That is not
the case.
Today.
That is not the
Dave
case.
Chappelle does it perfectly. Dave Chappelle does it perfectly.
Exactly. But that's why they tried to cancel him. They just couldn't.
No, they really wanted to.
They did.
But Dave Chappelle does it really well.
I agree.
Pat Williams does it really well.
Yep.
Eddie Murphy did it really well.
But see, back then,
Fire did it really well. There is a way to do it.
Just think about it like this.
Comics that I watched growing up and on a regular basis and have never felt offended by, and they have talked about every single one of those groups.
Here's my thing. If it's affecting the people that you love, then don't do it.
Of course.
That's that simple. So if they're on the stage and they're in a comedy show, it's like, all right, that was a little harsh, but whatever. You can tell when somebody cracking a joke. But if you, as a person, are interacting with another person that you love, you care about, or just regular humankind, like, it's no different than me calling your daughter a hoe over and over and over again. Now, you don't got to give it power. But if I'm saying, yo, you know your daughter sleep around, she a hoe. At some point, you're going to be like, whoa, her name is Tasha. That's
Yeah.
what you're gonna call her, you know. And so the thing is, okay, love for one another, responsible one to another. Like it's that kind of thing. It's just about having compassion. It's not as much as controlling your speech as it is about having compassion and education. And at the end of the day, ain't nobody gonna walk around calling me no nigga. It just is what it is. Like I don't have to give it power. It's common courtesy, respect, dignity, you know, all of that. So it's like at the end of the day, though, it is about speech, and you can't control what physically comes out of another person's mouth. If that person got any sense, they'll just literally basically have common courtesy. It's just so simple. You know, it's just to me, it's really simple.
Yeah,
Okay, well, listen,
it's
hey,
common sense.
I want y'all to stay backstage. We're going to transition to the next subject. Hey, Nighthawk with the T. I need you to get on the camera, dog. You need to get up there and play. Go ahead, go backstage. Don't go nowhere. Stay right there, JB.
Yeah, you guys stay backstage.
We got started already, did we?
Yeah, I mean that was kind of. It was. I had more to say than I expected to have to say.
Yeah, I told you. I knew you was.
I didn't know your angle. Like, and now I know. I'm like, okay, and I understand what you're saying. Like, you can't control what come out of my mouth and worry about, you know. But at the same time, I just be like, dang. I guess I want to put myself in their shoes. Like, you know, like
I mean,
how
I
would I
did
feel?
with the nigga shit, you know.
Yeah,
I
but
had
you
to
grew up
mature
around it, so you got
myself.
used to it.
But everybody just remember, this show is called The Uncomfortable Truth because we like to talk about the uncomfortable situations so we can help all of us. You understand? All of us. That last segment helped heterosexual people, and I guarantee you somebody on the other side of on the LGBTQIA side plus side said, you know what, I never thought of it like that. Maybe I shouldn't just give these people the power to say something and make me upset. So that's what we're trying to do. Remember that
You can't handle the truth.
Yes, we got to bring that truth, and we need you to handle it, and so we can all be better tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah.
Whew.
That was heavy.
All right, next one, operator. That next subject. All right. We are talking about the actual judgment of the crew of the LGBTQIA plus community from different aspects of life, their family, their loved ones, communities, churches, so forth and so on. JB, you got something to add before we play the video?
Yeah, I've seen judgment kill people. Judgment, you know, people grow up feeling like they're silenced, like they don't have an opinion, like they, you know what I'm saying? So judgment, and but on both sides though, on both sides, because you know I've experienced it as well, as far as the gays and especially lesbians, like, you know. So we'll see. I just think it's yeah, we'll see. Let's see what happens. Let's
Okay,
look.
go ahead, play that next video, and then we'll bring our guest back up. Nighthawk, get your ass on camera, boy.
Who is that?
You'll meet him if he jumps up. He's got a car club. He's real strong in the community.
All right, well, I don't care.
Hang on, I'm having trouble bringing it up. Hang on.
Okay, all right. Well, listen, the next subject is
Judgment.
Basically, what we're talking about is when you either decide to come out or decide to transition or decide to go with that other gender or do whatever it is that your body is naturally feeling or what your spirit is naturally feeling, the effects of people that actually judge you for just living your truth. Go ahead.
So I have the perfect example. How do you feel about Dwayne Wade's son and how him and Gab Union treat him or her?
I'm
That'll do it.
I'm all out with the kids. I remember when grandma used to say, if you said to grandma back in the 70s and 80s, I think I like girls, I think I like boys, she'd be like, I think your ass need to like them books. Nobody give a shit about what you get your ass in there and get that education. Nobody give a damn about your sex. You better sex your ass down and pop you upside the head until you go focus on what's important, because a child should not be worried about sex at all. That's just me.
No, but the thing about it is it's more than just the action or the desire of sex. It's about what they identify as. So when you're a little boy and you look in the mirror, you know, a buzz haircut, you know, some braids, a little Tonka truck or whatever. This child is looking in the mirror and saying, I want lipstick. I feel like a girl. My spirit. I look like a girl.
I think that you know girls who used to do that. Like they were supposed to be in dresses. They're like, no, I'm wearing jeans and Jordans.
Yeah, but not because there was I forgot what it's called. It's called like transphobia or trans. It's an actual term
Oh
for
yeah,
it.
yeah.
It's basically like when you look down at your genitalia.
I would just heard somebody dysphoria,
Yeah, that word.
Gender dysphoria.
Yeah, just dysphoria.
They'll correct us when they come up. They know.
Yeah. So the thing is, like,
y'all can tell up here.
They don't identify with the body parts. This is far before.
I agree with that. I think that is real. Okay, I think we got the video.
Got a video. Okay.
We usually got this video thing like on pack. I think the operator had a little too much to drink today.
Don't do that to my operator. Don't do that.
Oh, that'll do it. You don't have to worry about me. You do not.
Posts like this really, really bother me. I mean, I understand everybody has their preferences, but this is come on. I identified as a lesbian for 11 years, and now I identify as bisexual. And because of that, nobody takes me seriously. They see that bisexual tag and they assume, A, that I've never been with a woman, B, I don't know how to be with a woman, or C, that I'm a cheater. It's called LGBT for a reason. Bisexuals are valid. Bisexuals are people. And we have feelings. Granted, I wouldn't want to be with somebody who thinks that way anyways, but it's just really disappointing in a community where we're already judged by so many people that we're being judged by our own people too. Yikes. Do better. Do better.
Yikes.
Now this is in-house drama right here. This is in-house.
And that's what I was asking Soldier Girl when we was talking, which is like, okay, I know that this is a thing and I do not want to be disrespectful, but do you guys agree with every rule of your community? Like, that's essentially what I was asking. Like, your people want certain titles and names and isms and schisms and here, there, and everywhere. And do you agree with it? Like, and that's why I mentioned up front, like, you three look like traditional people. I don't want to say normal because we can't really categorize normal, but traditional, you don't look eccentric, if you will. And so, like,
you didn't think he was that way at all.
At all.
I wouldn't have talked on the last show. You was like, he's straight. He ain't got no business talking about this.
Yeah, I was confused as hell. And so my thing is like, do you agree with every rule that's in your community, or do you feel like sometimes your people do too much? Because I know I feel like that with my own people. Like, I'm like, oh, black people just, y'all, and these oodles and noodles. Like, you don't got to eat oodles. Please serve your children some chicken once in a while. You know what I'm saying? So I wonder if it's like that with their community.
But you got to be the biggest hypocrite on earth to be in the LGBTQ community and then do that same thing to somebody in your own community.
It happens though, because see, the people
you don't discriminate. I ain't never seen a black person discriminate against another black person.
Yes, well, especially women, especially
women, because they're black though.
And we can use this as a topic, but there's some black women who really.
Oh, my baby said that it depends on how black they are.
Yeah. Well,
I tell your mama you ain't shit.
No, it's like the black women, Tori. It's like the black women who think they're white. And it's like, but I'm not black. Like, I don't consider myself. So like, that's internal. But the thing is that there are people who set standards for their own group of people.
Hey, let's bring them back. We need to bring them back.
Let's do it.
All right, operator. Let's bring everybody back that's in the waiting room. Mr. Bedgood, what's going on, sir? Welcome back to the show. He might as well be another host. He's one of our, he has our back every week. We appreciate you, Bedgood. Just in case I told you, I appreciate you.
Bedgood.
But it's called colorism.
Yeah,
that's what we said.
Yeah.
Colorism.
Yeah.
I gotta jump in on something that you just said at the end of that you haven't seen black people do that to black people.
That's all.
Every damn.
Wait. Hold on, because that's what I heard.
That's what you said.
I need to correct that.
Yep.
Because as a black man, I have been discriminated against by my own black people for being a gay black man. That is just because I'm gay, I'm no less black. And when black people discriminate against me as a gay black man, guess what you're doing? You're discriminating against a black man as well. You're doing to me, you're pushing me to the back of the bus the same way white folks push black people to the back of the bus.
Hating.
There's an intersection between my blackness and my gayness that I cannot separate.
Yeah.
See, I don't know that experience, and that's why I couldn't refer to it. So I'm glad you shared that. I didn't even know that. I see what I'm saying. So we're getting some uncomfortable truths out here because
you actually
add to that. For women, they have an intersection between misogyny and their sexuality and their being black. They're getting it in 3 different ways. So you got to understand, yes, it does get really complicated and it can get really, really uncomfortable, like you say. And we got to constantly be, you know how exhausting it is just to be black. Try being black and gay.
Try being a black woman.
Try being black, gay, and a woman. And dealing with all of that on a daily basis, that every time you walk out your door, you got to think about, okay, you know what? I am a black person who happens to be gay, so I'm going to be discriminated on both of those. Then add into it, I'm a black gay woman, and I've got to go in on this job and be worried about being sexually harassed, being sold for, being treated like I don't know shit.
I got a question, Harlem. I got a question. Harlem, I got a question. I need to understand this, and I keep going back to this, so y'all forgive me. You don't look like no gay man. So where are you going?
Okay, let's say this. Hold on. What the hell does a gay man look like? What does a gay man look like?
I'm about to tell you. And you actually already know the answer to this. Unfortunately, let me educate you.
There's a stereotype.
There are people. Now, you think about the majority in the community. If I see heterosexual black men that has a nice beard, well-groomed, hat to the front, nice, watch, chilling, nice little t-shirt on, there's nothing about him that is eccentric enough to tell me from first glance that he is gay. So
but when gay is not always.
Hold on. Let her finish. Let her finish.
What I'm saying though is, and essentially this is what I was going to ask Soldier Girl is there any rules in your community that you don't agree with? Because there are gay men who misrepresent the fuck out of y'all. You know why? Because they're around here with, you know what I'm saying? And my thing is this. Okay, good. I'm cool with that. I mean, it's a little eccentric because then what are you trying to emulate? A woman? What is the point of the fingernails and the eyelashes and the mascara and the all of that? Because what if you are gay and it is about your genitalia and what you identify with and your personal business in your bedroom, then why when you come out the house you gotta have on, it's just a lot. So I
gotta jump in. Let me say this.
Okay, go ahead.
Don't bite my head off.
I've experienced this within my own family. Okay.
And I didn't even get to finish my first statement. In other words, you don't look gay. So what are you coming up against when you go places?
First of all, let's challenge that. What does gay look like?
I just told you.
You called out a lot of stereotypes.
Yeah,
it's like all black people eat chicken, all black people eat watermelon.
You don't know what. Hold on, you have no idea. Number one, what I do in my downtime. What you're seeing is what I'm presenting to you right now. So that's number one. So we can't just always assume that what we see.
It's not.
Hold on. Let me.
I don't have anything else to go off of. It's not an assumption. If I'm in the Walmart and I see you and somebody else walking and you have on this t-shirt and you chill. So I don't have no reason to say, oh yeah, he gay. I don't have nothing. I don't have no other information to go off.
You're expecting everyone to be in the stereotype.
I don't have no expectation. I'm going based off of what I see.
My younger sister, who has always been very supportive of me, one day decided to send me a gay joke that was extremely offensive. And I had to say that. I was like, Jen, that was really, why would you fucking send me that? That offended me to my soul as a gay man. And she was like, well, I don't see you as a gay man. And I was like, the only reason why you don't see me as a gay man is because I'm not adhering to your stereotype. I'm not running around in a dress. I'm not snapping in Z formation. I'm not wearing fingernails. I'm not wearing wigs. But I am no less gay than those who are. I am not better. I am not worse. I am just as gay as they are. And that's all there is no one way to be gay.
Okay,
there is no
and
one way to be.
I hear you, Marvin. But here's my thing. And hear me clearly. As a heterosexual woman, I do not study your community or your culture. I only go based off of what I see. Hear me. Don't nobody say nothing. Listen, I only go based off of what I see when I'm in the street. I am a non-judgmental person. I don't give up what you do behind your closed doors. This is what I mean by that. Hear me. Do not open your heart to what I'm saying. Open your heart, and I mean this. I'm not judgmental in, oh, you see them? They probably, and I don't give a fuck. I don't care. I'm just going based off of when I open my eyes and a person walks past me, can I tell that they're white? Yep, because I see that. If a person walks by me, can I tell that they're black? Yep, because I can see that. If you walk by me, can I tell that you are gay? No. Nope. You know why? Because you're not flamboyant. To me, just what my eyes say, because you're not flamboyant. You're not being, overly whatever the case may be. So there is a chance that other people misrepresent you or your community like people misrepresent blacks.
It's not.
Hold on.
You're not misrepresenting our community. You're misunderstanding our community.
And on top of
I have self-identified as a gay man since I was 19, 20 years old.
But why do you need to tell?
I am who I am.
I don't need
to
tell.
If you walking past me in Walmart, why are you sitting there wondering?
I don't. What I'm saying is,
but again, let me finish my statement.
No. Time out.
Listen to what I'm saying.
I don't have to tell. Listen, hear me. I don't have to tell if you're gay or not. I'm saying if I was able to, if I used my own two eyes and I could look or peer at you and see that you are either one thing or the other, I am undetermined at this point because you do not come across or represent what your culture represents gay men to be.
But this is what our culture represents right here.
Well, unfortunately,
that's just like saying in the 70s that every black person lived like they was on good times.
Oh my God, y'all!
Every black person wasn't James in Florida, just like every black person wasn't the Jefferson.
I'm not against you.
There is a whole.
I'm not against
you. I'm saying I'm not against you. Stop. Listen, hear me.
We're not saying you're against us. We're having
I'm not understanding anything.
Thank you.
I'm not against you. I'm not misunderstanding anything. I'm going based off of if I'm walking down the street and I've said it like a million times. I don't need to say, oh yeah, he's gay. Yeah. I think I'm on the prowl right now. Yep, he's definitely no. I'm saying if a nigga is in the store and I look to my fucking right and you don't got on heels and some fucking lashes, I can't say, oh yeah, totally. Yeah, totally. He's a blah blah blah. No, I have no way of knowing. Your own people.
Hold on. I understand, but
if you have seen Prince, if you have seen Prince with his high heels, and his booty out, and guessed that he was gay, you would have been wrong.
Okay, everybody.
So what I'm saying is learn from that. You see me in hope. Learn from that.
Mark was trying to keep us on topic.
Bring me up front and center, y'all. Listen.
Here we go, bro.
Okay, wait. Hold on. It's okay. It was great conversation, but we got off topic. We got to bring everybody back.
That's judgment. We're talking about judgment. We're talking about judgment. And I'm saying I don't have a way to judge because
I know, but we're talking about the LGBTQ judging bisexuals.
Okay, that's not what that say, but we can go with that. I'm just saying, as I was speaking, I'm saying, and I'm making it very clear, I have no way to tell, bro. You look like a regular dude to me. How am I supposed to tell?
Okay, operator, let's bring everybody back. Let's reset. Okay. So the question is this. All right, everybody go around the room and give your answer. Right now we're talking about judgment. And why is it that y'all are judging a specific group in your own community and then not expect people outside of the community to judge you?
Okay, can I, because I've experienced that as well.
Okay.
There was, in my 20s, I was dating a man who had a wife. He was on the DL. In my 20s, that didn't bother me to do that. But then as I got older, I knew better, I did better. I realized, you know what, I've got sisters. Would I want some dude doing that to my sisters? So at that point, I stopped dealing. I would not deal with anybody who was bisexual and still dating both sexes. You could be bisexual, but when you're dating men, date men. When you're dating women, date women. You can still, but that was my rule. That was how I chose to confront it. But some folks in the community have taken that to a whole other level in that they just don't want to deal with bisexuals, period.
Sounds homophobic.
It does bring a level of complication to it, especially if that person is not being honest. Now, in today's society, people are being more honest. I know more bisexual men now that are open and honest with the women they're with than I ever did.
Why are they required to be honest? Why can't they just be an individual who likes to have sex with men and women at the same time?
Because that has consequences for the other person's psyche.
Why? You're not supposed to care.
You don't think persons are supposed to be honest? You don't think they should once
what's the difference?
Society is what it is.
If I'm sleeping, because I consider myself a bisexual man. I'm a gay bisexual man.
Yeah, okay? You got kids.
And I sleep before I got married. I was sleeping with both sex, and I was honest. It's called communication.
Okay,
and because I don't want nobody. I don't want to be sleeping with no woman.
So why is that now wrong?
It's not wrong. Nobody said it was wrong. I don't consider it wrong.
That's what I heard him say.
I think it's just like
what he said. Sleeping with a married man.
It was wrong for me.
Okay, of course, yeah.
To sleep with a married man.
This nigga's scared.
That's what he said. Which is, sneaking around with his wife.
Me. No, well, let me. What I'm saying is that back then I made the decision that I'm not going to deal with any dude that is still sleeping with women.
Why? That's homophobic. That's homophobic.
No, that's not.
No, it's not.
That is a personal choice. I'm not saying
it's a personal choice.
I was called homophobic
that is a complication or a wrinkle that I don't want in my own life.
A woman that used to be a man. So I was called homophobic because I'm saying that I don't want to be with somebody just because they used to be a man. And I'm like, wait, I'm wrong? Okay.
I don't know who called you homophobic, but that's not being homophobic. That is not being homophobic.
I want to say something real quick. It's about standards. It's about standards. It's like, I feel like what I hear Harlem Boy saying is that I made a standard for myself that the men that I know that dibble and dabble back and forth, they have a dangerous lifestyle. So my standard is I'm not dealing with them because I value the women in my life. So I hear that loud and clear.
Exactly.
I hear that loud and clear. But the problem with that is, I'm sorry, let me say this, because I don't want you to lose that train of thought. But the problem with that is, if you just because you're not going to do it doesn't mean somebody else is going to do it, won't do it.
Yeah, but that's neither here nor there.
That defeats the purpose.
Explain
that defeats the purpose.
That's neither here nor there. You can only control your own life. You can only be responsible for yourself and the choices that you make, the people that you keep around you, and etc. But my question is this, and this gonna ruffle some feathers, but I figure that's why we're here. So
go ahead, JB, be the bad guy this week.
I feel like once you're gay, you're always gay. There's no such thing.
Oh shit! She dropped it. Oh shit! See, that's bullshit because that's only for men. It's not for women.
Exactly, and the reason why I said it is because men.
That's bullshit. You're homophobic.
Sure. Okay. I'm the enemy today. But here's what I'm saying, and this is a stereotype. I've heard men say, I can watch two women have sex and they don't feel no kind of way about it. But if you two dudes having sex, then it's an issue. You know what I'm saying? So there's the first double standard. Or the first, whatever you want to call it. But then here's the other thing. To me, once you enter a man's body and you are now gay because you enjoyed the act of entering another man's body, one penis to another, then how do you double back to a woman? To me, there's no such
thing. Hole to a penis.
And once you gay.
There's an exception to the rule. There is an exception to the rule. If you are raped, that's an exception to the rule.
Oh, yeah, we all know that.
Okay.
No.
Yeah,
that's not the case.
To go back to what JB was saying, I do believe once gay, always gay. Like you don't revert back to a straight life. That desire is always going to be inside of you. Period.
So why?
What she's talking about, there's no such thing as a bisexual man. It's either if you sleep with a man or a woman, if you sleep with a man and a woman, you're still gay.
Okay, bisexual is gay.
But JB, now
but see, the catch
JB,
is
what I want to say is that it is possible to like apples and like oranges at the same time. Bisexuality does exist.
Halfway.
And it's not
possible to like seafood and be allergic to it. You understand?
Yes, it is. I'm allergic to seafood. Wait, what? I love seafood. I'm allergic to seafood, and I love seafood.
So I bet you probably shouldn't eat it. Otherwise, you're gonna have a reaction.
Eat it because it makes my throat itch, but I love the taste of them.
Okay,
yeah, I agree.
I was giving an analogy, and now y'all going too far.
Hold on. Let me say something. Let me say something real quick. Let me say something.
To that extreme, like you desire that particular lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? I just personally feel like once you enter another man's body, you're not bringing that back over here to me. You can't say I like both. Like because I just feel like
that's your preference.
That's your personal standard.
You're a gay man.
That's your personal standard.
Exactly.
Hey.
So JB, you're saying JB, hold on. JB, you're saying that to say what?
I'm saying that I don't think it exists. Maybe it's acceptable in society for women. Now let me make this whole completely clear. I'm heterosexual. I love penis, right?
Got it.
I can tell by how you look. You look straight. You look so straight.
I've never had an experience with a man who said, "Hey, I like you. I'm attracted to you, but I am attracted to men too." I'm gonna say you're not bisexual. You're gay, because once you have sex with a man, that's you're gay.
That you know of.
That is completely your opinion. Thank God we don't live in your opinion.
Well, JB, let's take this to a different.
Got you.
Because I had sex with women up until I was 26. Why wasn't I straight?
You was always gay. You just didn't come out the closet.
But I was having. If you making it about who you've had sex with.
The type of desire,
I was sleeping with women
up until I was 21. I was completely dealing with women. Up until I was 26, I was bisexual.
The desire for a man to have sex with another man is far different than a woman's desire to have sex with a woman. To my understanding,
no, ma'am.
No, it's not, ma'am.
Hear me.
Only in the minds of straight people is that true.
Women have can have casual sexual what do you want to call it? Interference, if you will, right? This is the ignorant double standard. Okay,
ain't nobody got time for that.
Women have casual and are not lesbian, right? Like so if
are you insane?
We in two different worlds, so y'all can't look at me like that. We in two different worlds. I'm telling you.
Yes, we can look at you like that because you sound nuts. Real quick.
There are women who
only because it's acceptable in society's eyes.
How do you not know there are women who have sex with other women? Is that not true? Is that not true? There are women who have sex with other women and are not lesbian. Is that not true? Tell me.
No,
it's not true. They're bisexual.
I know women who have had casual intercourse with other women and they feel like I'm not a lesbian.
Hold on. If that's the case, hold on.
No.
I'm going to join the show. I promise. I've never been quiet. and I'm enjoying the fuck out of this show. Okay,
Everybody in the uproar now.
If that's the case, hold on. If that's the case, I have casual sex with a man, so that means I'm straight.
No.
No, you're gay.
No, I had casual.
Hold on, let me have the floor.
Just like a woman, just like two women, exact same way.
They're good gonna get to talk because the heterosexuals ain't got to say shit. Right,
because they have no dog in the fight.
So y'all not gonna let the lesbian
on
the show speak.
Now listen, everybody, when a woman, I want y'all to imagine we're all sitting in a room, okay? All of us, heterosexual, gay, bi, doesn't matter. If a gorgeous woman walks in the room, everybody, majority, because we all come from women, will say that's a beautiful woman. She's nice looking, even if you're not attracted to her. Even if you're not sexually attracted to her, we'll all say, you know what, that's a beautiful woman. Yeah, she should win the contest. She's beautiful. Ain't no heterosexual man gonna ever call another man beautiful. Ever.
Out loud. They're not gonna say it out loud. They're gonna say it in their head.
No, even in my thoughts.
Oh my God.
No. I know my brain.
You're just not gonna admit it.
I know my brain.
Right.
I know my brain. I ain't never called a man beautiful.
Halfway. You might not use the word beautiful, but you're gonna say you might be saying in your back of your mind.
No, you know what I'll say? You know what I'll say? This is what I'll say. He probably get just as much pussy as me.
No, you be
thinking
thinking in your
that same thing.
Hold on.
All you saying is he's a nice looking brother.
I look at another good looking man as competition.
You just complimented the nigga just
now.
You complimented him.
Hold on.
You just all you doing is complimenting.
Y'all gotta listen. Y'all gotta listen to me too.
We listening. Your compliment is just different.
I'm gonna look at him as competition, not as something that's attractive. I'm not looking at him like I want to fuck. But the woman I am, everybody in the room, and there's other women that are not gay.
No, everybody in the room is not looking at that woman that's I want to fuck either.
I'm just trying to back up my partner. I think what she's saying is when an attractive woman comes in a room and you get two attractive women that's been drinking some wine, they might be like, girl, you is cute too. Well, shit, I'm horny, you horny too. Let's make each other nut. But they still want dick. And at the end of the night, what are they using to please each other? Two fake dicks. Okay, Mr. Bad Good.
Not necessarily.
Jack Bad Good in here ain't got to talk.
Not necessarily.
Jesus help him.
Well, y'all know
we need a different voice. Mr. Bad Good.
I'm heterosexual. I'm heterosexual. I am one of those guys who think that two women, that's not gay to me. But it's all about looks. I will say I narrow down to looks. If they're very attractive, that's not gay. If they're straight, studded up and looking like what the younger man, then you know what? That's gay. You can't hear me?
You do know that there's a difference between femmes and studs, and there's also what do you call? What's the another one? There's multiple meanings behind a lesbian and bisexual.
I get what you're saying, but I'm telling you from a heterosexual male's point of view, from my point of view. My point of view is that if there's two women that are very attractive, that's not gay.
Yeah, it happens all the time. It happens all the time. You go to the bar, two women.
Two guys, I don't care what they look like, whatever it is, gay.
Crazy.
Gay.
You know, do you really know how you sound? But you sound ignorant as hell.
So like a woman like
it's ignorant.
A woman like me, Mr. Bedford.
We are ignorant.
So wait.
Listen. Let me just get this
out.
I'm gonna bring you up. Let me just get this out. First of all, everybody's ignorant about something, and that's what this show is about. Because if we don't talk about it, we can't get rid of our ignorance.
So I know you mean. I have to get in. Sorry.
Okay, bring Jazz.
I'm open for that. Bring the information to me. But those are my views. I'm open to learn.
Yes.
But when I use the word ignorant, hold on. But when I use the word ignorant, hold on. Let me tell you. When I use the word ignorant, I don't mean it in a derogatory term. I meant
brother,
yeah, brother. I just want to make sure. I just want to make sure the viewers understand.
Listen, I never took it that way. This is uncomfortable truth, man. My feelings are not hurt. We're good.
Oh no, I wasn't saying that to you. I was saying that to the viewers.
Okay, what's up,
I don't want the viewers to think I'm attacking you. Yeah, I don't want them to think I'm attacking you.
Okay,
Damn,
so we got
can I
that
finish
straight.
my statement?
We got that 3 times, bro.
We've been waiting for Jasmine to speak. Can we let Jazz speak?
Yeah,
Y'all are
please.
speaking so much on lesbians and females as men.
Right.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
Let the
Jasmine
females
got a
speak.
whole
Yeah,
husband,
go
don't you?
ahead.
So let me get this straight. So, like, you're saying a woman like me versus a woman like Soldier, you would say that, like, me, I look more lesbian than she does, or vice versa? What is the question? So that I can answer this.
I don't think it's either one. I don't think it's either
know.
one.
Well,
I
I've
think
seen
what
some
No,
he
I'm
girls
saying what
with
he
a
what
bad
he is
dick.
I'm
saying.
tell you. I'm about to tell you.
I don't
I
know.
don't.
Some
I don't
girl
think.
got a woman's body.
You gotta understand what I consider.
She
You
will
gotta
pull
put
the
it in
things out on you
context.
real quick.
We're gonna
What
put
I
it in
consider-
context, Jasmine.
What I consider attractive, you know, I'm all about fit. So I consider a fit woman, and I'm not talking about muscles galore and she's bench pressing 500 damn pounds and shit. But I'm saying a very woman who's into herself and has the feminine qualities. That to me, I'll give you let's name a person here. Let's go with a celebrity that we want. We'll use a celebrity for ignorance here.
You Sierra.
But hey, that's my baby there. So we'll go with Sierra.
Sierra and Beyonce. They married.
Sierra and Kelly.
That's entertainment. It's
Who?
Sierra and Beyonce.
Sierra and Kelly Rollins.
Okay, Sierra and Kelly Rollins. You would consider Kelly gayer than Sierra?
No,
neither one.
no, you're
No,
missing
he
it.
he would consider neither one of them gay.
Yeah, they're fine.
Even though
they
we got to study.
They mess around, they're fine. Here we go. You ready?
Even though they're married.
You remember Mia X, Queen Latifah? Well, put Queen Latifah to the side. Mia X, that's fine.
And MC Light.
Okay, MC Light, that's my baby too. But we'll go with Mia X. Mia X, hey, she just recently got divorced, so she's fighting something that she needs to get. But Mia X and we'll say Queen Latifah, we'll go with them too. From what's the movie?
Set It Off.
Set It Off.
Okay,
Gay.
so you're saying that particular look, but
as a man, I'm not approaching her.
Okay, so wait. This goes back to what JB was saying about, you know, judging a man by what he looks like as what's gay, right? So again, it is a social construct, y'all. This is something that we've been taught, the image, just like any other thing that we've been taught and fucking conditioned to all of our lives to say, oh, if a man wears lipstick, he's gay. That's not true. If a man paints his nails, he's gay. So let's just go ahead and run down the list. We got Pharrell. He paints his nails. He wears dresses on freaking GQ magazine, all that. He's married. He has a wife. Like, all that stuff. That doesn't mean that he's gay.
That doesn't mean you're straight because you have a wife.
True.
Say that again.
I love that. I love that shit. I love when I say something, motherfuckers just be like,
in Atlanta.
I mean, no, this is true, but at the end of the day, that's also
she's trying to make a point, y'all.
Right. So the point, right? But either way, okay, cool. You threw me off on that, but cool. At the end of the day, just like Harlem Boy, he was married, he had a wife, and throughout that whole fucking situation of his entire life of doing whatever he was doing, at some point in life, it clicked to him to say, you know what, I don't like this. I really love her. She's a great person, but no, y'all can't speak for him. You cannot speak. You cannot speak for him. You cannot speak for him.
But he just said what it was.
He said it. He said he always knew he was gay.
But he gave it an opportunity.
Okay, can I say something?
That's what I mean. It's like that trial and error crap. Like, figure out what it is and be that, because it's confusing. And then you mad with us when we don't know the stereotypes. What the hell?
Because you stereotype it.
Good.
No, it's what you show me. I go off
what you said about somebody being gay is not based on whether you find them attractive or not.
Right.
It is
not.
Right.
It is not based on that. You may find somebody attractive and they gay as hell. Period.
The question was, what do I consider that to be other?
So if Kelly Rowland and Sierra, hold on real quick. If Kelly Rowland and Sierra was married to each other, they still not gay.
Nope.
No,
you sound crazy.
Yeah. Let's just move on. Let's move on. Come on. Let's the next topic.
That's some brainwashing right there.
That's weird.
Just like y'all respect their views. Listen,
you can say brainwashing, or is it that you brainwash? Which one's brainwash?
Absolutely not. Gay is gay.
We got 5 more minutes on this, and we're gonna switch to the next one. I'm gonna say my last piece, and then everybody will say the last piece, and then we'll transition. I'll go first, JB second, and everybody else, okay? All right. So when it comes to judgment, what we've learned today is this, is that everybody has a different mindset. That's just number one thing. And we're teaching each other on this show what the different mindsets are and what we're fucking up and what we're not getting right. And I guarantee you, everybody's learning something, you know, but you're going to judge things that you don't understand. So the more we talk, the more we understand. You can't blame somebody because they're ignorant, because we're all ignorant of something. I've learned a lot from Harlem Boy just this segment. I've learned a lot from all the other guests. Hulk, man, that's my homeboy. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's continuous that we continue to learn and stop judging each other. That's in your own community as well. Just because somebody's bi doesn't mean they're crazy or they're wrong, or somebody who's straight and doesn't think that you're gay because of the way you dress. It just means that they don't know you. So the more we get to know each other, the better we learn. JB, what you got?
So here's what I got. This is my disposition, and I'm gonna leave it at this. I don't judge anybody because I don't give a hoot and nanny personally. I say that with conviction because personally, I'm not going to judge you based off of what you do. I don't care. And I actually don't expect you to care what I do behind my closed doors with my man in my bed in the middle of the night. So I don't care. And I don't want you to care. Now, but what I will say is the thing that frustrates me, and this is what we got to get down to the bottom of, that's why communication is key, is because if I express something to you based off of my knowledge, you know, my intellect, my ability to articulate, and I'm expressing to you, you then cannot in turn turn around and say as if I'm ignorant of like I'm retarded or like I'm stupid. That's the judgment part of it that I don't like. I don't like that. It makes me not want to share with you because the moment I open my mouth, you want to go directly to, well, that's your stereotypes. Bruh, as I said before, I'm going based off of what I see. I don't go looking and peering in nobody's windows. I don't go reaching out for nobody. I'm not none of that. Whatever you look like and whatever you present yourself as and whatever your sexuality is behind your good closed doors is your good business. And if you come out here in these streets and you eccentric, whether you straight or not, you're going to develop a label. And if you don't want that label, then stop presenting yourself in a certain way. That's the only thing I can say. But don't categorize me like I'm being judgmental or I'm ignorant in the sense of, I keep going back to, as if I'm retarded, like I can't understand, like I'm only going based off of stereotypes. I'm only going based off of what I see. I don't know a stereotype. I don't know it. So if we're going to be honest with one another, don't judge me, because now I'm not going to feel good about talking to you about it.
Two attractive females, not gay. Gay.
I don't even know what to do with that anymore. First off, I want to apologize to JB. If I said anything that made you think I was judging you for what is actually a stereotype, I'm not saying that you're ignorant because the stereotypes are out there. We've all been victim to stereotypes. We've all adhered to some. What I'm saying is that as you learn more, as we have the conversation, realize that what you thought in your mind was gay is not necessarily gay. So grow from that, learn from that. The same way I have to learn from that with stereotypes that I've had and held. So if I in any way made you feel like you can't talk to me openly and honestly about what it is you're feeling, that's not my intention. But I say all of that to say that, yeah, we all have our stereotypes. We all are, none of us are innocent when it comes to judging or trying to label people. But as we learn, as we grow as people, stop labeling each other. Let's stop putting labels on one another. Let people just give people the space to be who they are.
I agree. Awesome. Nick?
Well, thank you for letting me pop in because I was getting a little, you know what I'm saying, my fingers was hot. But I was
Jasmine,
like,
are you a lesbian? Jasmine, let me just ask. You're not?
I'm not.
Are you bisexual?
This is very confusing and probably the first time I've ever said this like publicly. But I'm a straight, it's hard to explain. Like, I'm straight. Like, I love dick. Okay, got a man.
Okay, yeah, let's give it up for that. She likes dick.
However, have I had my experiences? Have I had fun? Yes. Would I do it again?
What type
Probably.
woman?
You know what I'm saying?
That's exactly what I'm talking about. She just made that point.
Don't do it.
Don't do
What type of woman?
But wait, however,
how does she look?
I would never date a woman. I would never do it. Like, I would wholeheartedly, like, it's like I'm attracted to women. Women are attractive. Men are attractive, but that doesn't mean that I would be with one. Now, I don't know how to categorize myself in that sense, like putting a fucking label on it, like Harlem Boy said. However,
gay.
I'm not gay, like, but if I was gay, then that would be that. I would be with a woman, but I'm not
we'll
with
get
one.
to the next topic. Go ahead, do your closing.
However, what I was gonna say is that we have to stop judging people like everybody's saying, because at the end of the day, it is a social construct. It is something that we have been conditioned to in all of our lives to say, you know, oh, this person is gay. This is what gay looks like. We don't know what that looks like, because just like now, you guys are all amazed, like, oh shit, like she's messed with a woman. Yes. Okay, cool. But you would never know that unless I disclose that information with you. So at the end of the day, we do have to listen. We have to be open to other people's like opinions and whatever, you know, their lifestyles, because we don't know what they go through. We don't know what they've learned, and we don't know what it is that's either turned them off to a straight sex or the opposite sex or whatever. Like, you have to just know that that is a conditioning aspect of life. Like, that's just that.
Period.
Okay.
Period. Soldier Girl. Help me, Soldier Girl. Help me.
Help you, JB.
Yes, help me understand, girl.
Okay, so when it comes to being gay, it's about the act. It's about the desire.
Right. I said
so
that.
Even if two women were intoxicated, high, in another world, whatever, if they interact with each other and there's physical contact, they are
a gay experience.
I tell your mama you ain't shit.
Experience. So you can still live your life as a heterosexual woman, but you have had a gay experience.
Okay.
So I would just encourage everyone. I'm glad that we're talking about this, but I would encourage everyone to just keep an open mind, because this lifestyle is not going anywhere. It's growing by the day. The terminology is changing by the day. So, you know, just try to keep up with the trends, the terminology. You don't have to accept it, but it's not going anywhere. It's here to stay. So that's my final thought.
Perfect music.
My final thought is just because you don't believe in something and you think it's there's no such thing as bisexual, if you have an experience with a two men have experience or a man and woman, whatever, just because just because that's what you believe, don't always believe. That's not what everybody else's belief. You can keep your beliefs and you can label whatever, but when it all boils down to it, the same labels you put on other people, the same label they're gonna put on you. So if you want that same respect, get the same respect, give respect. You know, don't look at me as no black gay man, look at me as the man. That's it. I don't want you to think about my sexuality. I don't want you to think about what I'm doing. Judge me for my character, not what I do in my personal life.
Amen. Now that's the motherfucker.
That's all.
That's the Martin Luther King
that's
statement
all.
right there. Everybody clap for that shit. JB clap, goddammit. All right, everybody.
Right, Michelle.
Backstage. Don't go nowhere. We're gonna bring y'all back out. We got one last subject. All right, Mr. Opera, let's kick everybody out. Me and my co-host talk for a second. We'll bring up the last subject, which is heterosexual hate. The hatred that's going back and forth from the heterosexual group to the LGBTQAI plus and vice versa. Woo!
Yeah. So that was crazy. I mean, we missing some comments in the comment section. My cousin is in here. She said,
"Hey, y'all gotta hit the super chat if y'all."
Yeah, please, Michelle, hit the super chat.
We'll stop everything that's going on. Y'all gotta hit that.
Harlem Boy. Good night,
Harlem Boy. Share and motherfucking put on the notification bell. Go ahead.
Yeah, Harlem Boy said he's signing off. He's saying good night, everyone. So thank you for joining us.
All right, thank you, Harlem Boy, man. We appreciate you coming, dog.
We really do. We learned a lot, and especially being an older gentleman. You know, I think it's kind of, you know, it's good to hear the stories. We just got to get used to not talking over top of each other. But it's such a hot topic, and I just, you know, that's that. I don't know, but I just think like stereotypes are stereotypes for a reason. You feel me? People think all black people eat chicken for a reason, and we can say all day long, well, just because
you are the problem,
don't mean everybody eat chicken. What did that say?
Can you read that?
No, what did it say?
I wrote this down while we were talking. I was like, you can't put on a cop uniform and be mad when somebody come up and ask you for help.
Yeah, like that's my whole thing. Like, what am I supposed to? But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? I just think that we just gotta keep having a conversation. But one thing I gotta say, then I'm gonna leave this alone, is why do they got so many topics? Why they got so many categories in one community?
I think it's because it's a developing unit.
Okay.
I think that's.
I don't give a fuck.
I think that's. But I think eventually, once it's all the hoopla and the attention goes away, it's going to settle down. That's why I called it a fad at one point, because everybody wants to come up with something new and be in front of the new fad. Everybody wants to come up with a new letter. Everybody wants to be part of a new group. Well, I don't claim anything. Well, I'm fluid. Well, I float through the air and I'm better than all y'all because I have all the genders in one, and I'm like Thanos. I got the gauntlet. And I got all the fucking sexualities in love.
So let me tell you real quick. I watched a video of a person. I think I was trying to say this earlier. I watched a video of a guy who was transgender, meaning he was going through the process. He got rid of his uterus. He got rid of his breast. He still had a vagina, and he was getting ready to go through a surgery so that he could get rid of the vagina. They was going to use skin off his thigh and off his forearm to create the penis, right? And he had gotten a question on his TikTok that was like, what bathroom do you use?
Nope.
He had a nerve to be offended. I was like,
nope.
What do you mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's the kind of stuff that I be like, it's confusing. Like, what do you want from us? You know,
not put stuff, I don't care what it is. If it's your finances,
that's why I don't judge.
Race, if it's your body, if it's your sexuality, if it's whatever it is about you, you cannot put it in public and expect the public not to respond.
I hate that.
Okay, last subject of the night, and that is called heterosexual hate. Go ahead, operator. JB, if that's okay with you, I'm gonna go ahead and play the video. That's cool. All right, hey, all right, operator. Let's see if he can knock it out smooth this time, because he's been missing free throws and shit on the goddamn line. We need a free throw in the game.
Keep talking.
There we go. Okay,
going. Keep talking.
Here we go.
And okay.
Yep. Nope. Okay. You know what? I know at the end of this show, I'm not the one that's going to get yelled at. I know that. Not today. Not today. I am not the one that's going to get yelled at today.
My question is, what would you consider this person right now on the screen? Is this a man or female?
Oh, that's definitely a man all day long. I don't care less what he got in his hair, what he got in his ears. That's a man. That's what my nature is telling me. Wait, somebody said it's actually LGBTQQIPPS2SAA. Come on now, Lauren. I'm not joking. Look at the comment. Look at the comment.
So the only reason you don't want to date someone boils down to the fact that they're trans. That's transphobia right there. Let's go over a couple of situations. So if you don't want to date a trans one because you want kids, well, you better be keeping that same attitude with cis women who are infertile, or that's transphobia. If you don't want to date a trans woman because you're not attracted to trans women, I would absolutely love to know how you're able to identify correctly who is a trans woman on site 100% of the time, because that is just impressive. I wish I had that ability. I'd love to be able to have even more trans solidarity. And then also just being super straight is the all lives matter of sexualities. It's not a real sexuality. It literally is just something that's made up to make fun of trans people and to hate on trans people. So, yes, super straights, I don't respect you and I don't respect that sexuality. Bye.
What in the world?
And the reason why I put that up there is because I was part of the super straight little movement thing. I thought it was kind of cool. I kind of joined it and everything. It has a flag and all that. It's a flag with an orange square and a black square, and it's called super straight, meaning we only deal with the opposite sex, and that's it. We don't deal with anything else, and everybody's coming together. They're having a super straight freaking parade. It's going to be all that. They're doing all that. So if you're only opposite sex and that's it, this is super straight for you. But then he came across and said that, no, that's bullshit. That's some bullshit that y'all came up with just to fuck with us. And I'm like, well, that's fucked up. I think that's a little fucked up, because I could take your same ideology and turn it against you, because I could call you heterophobic. You're not. You're heterophobic because you're a man and you don't like pussy. So I think there's something wrong with you. You hate women and blah, blah, blah. But I'm not wasting my time with that. So before we get too deep in it, you got anything to say before we bring everybody up?
I just thought that was those kind of videos always like really mess with me, because I don't even know how to explain it. Like, he just had so much to say about so many different things that all meant what? What did that all mean?
He was basically saying that if you don't like trans women, meaning a man that transitions into a woman, then you have to feel the same way about women who can't have babies. And then if you don't, and because you're straight and you're claiming that you're super straight, that's made up, and you're just using that, your sexuality, to make fun of transgender people, which I don't understand how the hell they came up with that.
Wow, we seen the exact same video and got total different views from what she said.
What'd you come
because let me start out by saying that's just her opinion. That's not all of our opinion. Okay, I don't think just because a straight man don't want to be with a trans woman that they any homophobic or transphobia. I don't. It's a preference. I think it's a preference. And when you're addressing a trans man, which is a woman who transitions to a man, they are called trans man, and a woman who trans is a trans woman.
Because it's a her, Mister.
Comment, Hulk.
That's her opinion. That's
he's
one particular.
asking you, why did you say her when you were speaking? He was like, if that's
because she identifies as a trans woman. That's what she identifies as.
How do you know that?
He was talking
because I'm intelligent and I can use my eyes to identify what the fuck I see.
Yeah.
Just because y'all are not doing it does not mean everybody else is not.
Come on in. Come on.
You can look at someone and see what they identify as.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
I can look at if you got a wig on your head and you dress as a woman, and even though you are a man, you identifying yourself as a woman.
Okay, so I got a question for you. Okay, tell me if this is true or false.
That's retarded.
If you have a man,
it's life.
Hold on. You have a trans man. You have a trans man and a trans woman, and they're in a relationship. Is that not a heterosexual relationship?
I would consider it a heterosexual relationship. Yes, I would.
Notice the term that you use is considered, which means that there's.
But you also got to.
That's not intelligence. That's opinion.
Did you also hear what I also said? I said my opinion.
Yeah,
I took ownership of my opinion. I didn't say what everybody else's opinion was. I said my opinion is you are heterosexual. You might have a different opinion. That's your opinion.
No. Because when I stated what I said, you essentially alluded to the fact that I was unintelligent. See, that's my thing.
Oh no, I didn't say you was unintelligent. I didn't say none of that. I think everybody on here is very intelligent.
If she has to get a prostate check later on in life,
that's a female.
What are we gonna say?
You said because I'm intelligent and I can see, as if my eyes don't work and yours do. Essentially, what you're saying is I'm unintelligent, but then you didn't went back.
That's how you interpret it. That's not what I said. You interpret it that way.
Yep,
But
I
that's
did.
but just because you interpret it that way
Because
doesn't
I
mean
asked
that's
you
what
a
I
question,
said.
and it was the way you answered. I asked you a question.
Because you asked
So
me a
you should have
question
started
on
off
why.
by saying it was your
She
opinion.
better hope she don't get prostate.
So you started off by
There's a
saying
difference between male and
My
female and
opinion-
woman and man.
Wait, but wait.
Talking about
But
genetics.
go ahead, Soldier Girl. I'm sorry.
In all this,
get it.
in all this, please let's not make a joke out of it. 'Cause
You're right. I'm not making a joke. I'm being serious.
That's the reason why. That's the reason why we're ignoring him. That's the reason why we're ignoring him.
Talking about a prostate
No,
getting
I
checked and
am-
everything. That's what's
Based
that got
on
to
the
do with?
stereotypes, I would have said that's a gay man.
I'm being real.
On the previous topic, you were talking about, and so was Harlem was talking about stereotypes. Now you're saying not only is it your opinion, but it's also your intellect. And I'm saying, how the hell do you know that? You get what I'm saying? Because the previous video, hear me, because sometimes we want to be offended. The previous video showed a white man that looked similar to the one that we just watched. He had eyelashes, eyeshadow, he had a regular little buzz cut, and he had a beard. But so you expect me to determine
non-binary?
Would you have rather him say they them?
I wouldn't rather a goddamn thing. I don't even know what to think about all of that shit. I don't. That's what I'm saying.
You know what, JB?
Hold on.
JB, to be
never
100
mind.
with you, sometimes it does get really, really, really confusing.
Thank you, Soldier Girl.
When you're dealing with
like, how the heck?
That is true,
the
but that's
non-binary, it gets very confusing.
Read the comment, Hulk.
I can understand what you're saying. And Mark,
Drag isn't a gender.
Mark, the same question that you asked Hulk, I totally disagree with what Hulk said.
See?
So I don't think it's a heterosexual relationship. I think it's a homosexual relationship. It's two transgender people. Transgender falls up under the community.
Let's read the definition now. We can't just
let's read the definition.
What is the definition?
I got it right here.
Homosexual relationship.
Wait, say that again.
What is the definition for a homosexual relationship?
Let's see.
This is a lot, y'all.
But that's
but it's okay. It's the uncomfortable truth. It's okay. We can all have a debate and disagree.
I got it.
Still have a conversation.
It's romantic attraction, sexual attraction, or sexual behavior between members of the same sex gender. Period. It has nothing to do with what you changed into, has nothing to do with what you thought you was going to be tomorrow. You both got to be the same motherfucker. That's two pussies and two dicklings. Okay? If you got a dick and you change to a pussy, and you got a pussy and you change to a dick, you are heterosexual. Come on back over here.
I disagree.
See?
I'm going to disagree. I get the definition, but I'm gonna disagree.
That's okay.
But it's okay to disagree.
And that's just my opinion.
That's why I'm trying.
Okay, but
JB.
I'm not going to do that.
Let
me explain something.
Or you go on your opinion.
I didn't call anyone an idiot. I didn't call anyone an idiot. I told you I'm intelligent enough to be able to look at someone and be able. But just because, and you can look at her and look at it and say, okay, I see a man. That doesn't make you any more intelligent, any more ignorant or intelligent than I am. We just have difference of opinion. You see something totally different than I see. We can watch the exact same movie. We can watch the exact same movie.
That's what I'm saying.
Wait. Hold on. Everybody, hold on. It's like, hold on. It's like Hulk in the mall, and he wants to be addressed as a woman. And I go up to Hulk and I address him as a man. That would be offensive, correct? Raise your hand if that will be offensive.
That would be offensive. I think that would be offensive.
So this is what the straight people are saying. This shit is fucking confusing. If Hulk wants to be identified as a woman and he looks like that, that's confusing. All right, bye.
Let me give y'all.
That's the part I don't get. I don't get this. Hold on. That's the part I don't get. How is it confusing if you see somebody with a dress, makeup on?
No. He's saying
how is it confusing to be able to?
And looking the way you look, and you want to be
addressing you as a woman.
Listen, let me look at. I'm gonna use me for an example. I'm 6'2", 300 pounds, solid muscle. Okay.
Damn.
All right. I got on
a big man.
I got on a wig, a blonde wig, makeup, no beard, looking like Medea. But I'm carrying myself as a woman. Why shouldn't you address me as what the hell?
Because we know you a man. You see your Adam's apple. You see your
we all just because you know, but you know I'm a man. But why would you show me the same respect I show you, and I address you as
I respect what you say, and I will do that.
If that's what I want,
So you look at me.
If I want to be called Jill, why can't you just be like, "Hey, Jill"?
I respect that.
Do
you consider me black?
I have a question. I have a question. I have a statement.
Do you consider me black?
What?
Oh my God, we gotta stop bringing the black shit in there.
Okay, let me tell y'all a story, right?
If I were to say that I consider myself a white billionaire, would you address me as that?
Yes, I would.
Bigsby.
Out of respect to you, I would come because that's what you
look at me. You know damn well I'm not white.
That's what you identify as.
Just like the lizard man.
I'm gonna show you the same respect as you're gonna show me. And if you want to be identified as a white billionaire,
I'll give you a pushback, but I respect
now
your
you're choosing to be delusional.
I was getting a little pushback.
It's not my delusion.
Yeah.
It's his delusion.
Yeah, no, it's yours.
I'm going to show him that
you're trying
respect.
to tell me. You're trying to confuse me.
See, listen. Let me just ask a question.
I'm going to show you
confusing me.
Let me ask a question, everybody. I've been quiet.
You're a white billionaire.
Let me ask a question, everybody. What happened to fucking Crazy?
Oh, I like you, my homie. I like you, man.
Hold on, let me finish. What happened to Crazy? Because
That's what I
was young, my
Crazy is subjective.
That
Crazy is
motherfucker crazy. Because when I was young, people used to say, "Wow, I'm a tiger." Listen, I don't give a fuck what you feel like. Okay,
do that shit again.
Let's just be honest for a second. Sexuality and crazy is two different things. If your sexuality is one thing, that's cool. But if you go sew a tail on your ass and say I'm identifying as a cat, I'm locking your ass up. I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. I don't give a fuck about your feelings. I'm putting you in a jacket. I'm gonna give you some pills until we fix you. So that's cool. If you want, listen, for everybody out there, and I've been quiet the whole show, damn it. I've been entertained and I've been quiet. That's the most I've been entertained since I've been on the show.
Be good. No, you've been good.
I don't give a fuck what's going on in your life. Okay? You cannot ask people to be blind. You cannot ask people to be blind. Okay, right. If you're walking around with 30,
not blind but respectable,
respectful. I can't even ask you to be respectful. I can hope you can, but I can't ask because everybody has the right to do that. But if you're walking around with 36 double D titties, all right, hair down in the middle of your neck, and I come up and I try to holler at you because I happen to be single at the time, and you're offended because you're classifying yourself as a man, you can't dress as a cop and get mad because I come ask you for help. You can't do that.
That's not the same analogy. You're using that's an extreme analogy. That's not the same.
Hulk,
nevertheless, an analogy.
It's not the same.
Hulk, you my boy. You know that, right? There's nothing about you I find attractive. I'm not gonna come up to you and say, "Yo, Hulk, man."
I think you're attractive.
You're looking a little plump today, son. Your ass is a little thick today, son.
Damn.
I'm not gonna do that.
But that's not your personality either.
Fine as a woman, and now you're offended because I don't feel that way. How can you, as a human, be offended?
Hold on, say that again. Hold on.
Hear me. How can another human be offended about how another human naturally feels? How?
I didn't hear what you said. I didn't hear all you said.
Let me say it one more time. Crazy. How can another human
before that?
Go before that.
If I just what I just said to you, I said I'm not attracted to you in any way, boy. You're a nigga. What you talking about? And you got offended. Now we're friends. We're friends. Remember, we're friends. And I said that out loud. Nigga, ain't nothing about you attractive, motherfucker. What you talking about? You a big ass nigga. Let's go in this motherfucking gym and get these weights. And then you tell me afterwards, Mark, man, you kind of offended me. You know how?
But the problem is nobody would do that.
No. You can't say nobody.
You're a big motherfucker. Nobody can come up on you like that.
No,
you can't say
nobody. No,
you can't say nobody.
So that's yes. Yes, I can say that.
Okay, how about
Nobody's
this?
going to be
Ron
mad
Paul,
because you're going to find them attractive.
Paul, when he's not in drag, looks like Dave Chappelle. Okay, that's just me.
Yeah.
Okay, but listen, let's be real uncomfortable, Beg Good. As two heterosexual men, let's be real uncomfortable. Because I'm not just gonna bring y'all's uncomfortable, I'm gonna bring mine.
That's what I'm here for.
A trans woman was like, that's a bad bitch. I've said that. I don't have a problem saying that out loud. I am strictly pussy. I've seen a trans woman and be like, I'd fuck the shit out that motherfucker.
That's a
That's
man.
not gay. That's not gay. It's kind of gay. It's a little sus.
That's a man, dude.
A little sus right there, bro.
Excuse me. Let me finish. As soon as I found out, hold on. As soon as I found out,
context. Get some context first.
Let me finish.
Get some context.
As soon as I found out it was a trans woman, I lost interest. As now I'm homophobic.
But you can't. You had already said what you said.
Not.
You still thought
Excuse
it was
me. Listen.
Get the fuck out of here. The desire is there.
No. Listen. Listen.
Initially.
Listen.
From what he perceived to be a woman. And what he perceived
Doesn't matter.
to be
I let everybody talk.
No. May I please?
We're gonna have to mute everybody if y'all. We gotta listen.
You cannot listen. You cannot.
Raise my hand to school.
Excuse me. You cannot dress up a Hyundai as a Bentley, and when I find out it's a Hyundai, think I'm gonna buy it. Okay, the details matter. Just because you dress this Bentley up, and I'm like, whoa, that Bentley fire, nigga. How much is it? Nigga, it's $100,000, but it was a Honda. I just did the little switch. Nah, I'm good. I'm good.
I kind of do it with chicks.
As a heterosexual male, may I back my boy?
Go ahead.
May I back my boy?
Go ahead.
No pun intended in that one. So, what I get what he's stating.
And I'm back, my boy.
What he perceived to be what was what a heterosexual male would see as a woman. All right, that's what he perceived. What he perceived, what a heterosexual male would see as a woman. You remember the old shows? You go back in the day with Maury. I'm going. Maury and all those. They were like, you had to pick which one was the male, which one was a woman, and all this right here.
Mm-hmm.
So what he said is that woman who transgender woman presented herself as, through our eyes, as a traditional woman.
Amen.
We thought he thought that woman right there. He thought that woman was a traditional woman. No. Hope, let me have this. Let me have it. He thought that woman was a traditional woman from what a heterosexual male thought was a woman. So once he noticed that they both that was a man transition of woman, he then said, okay, no, that's not my cup of tea. So he didn't retract it. Mark, I get what you're saying. There's nothing wrong with that.
But check this out, bro. Check this out. But did you notice that Soldier Girl reacted like, fuck, the desire was already there. So are you trying to say, I know, but here, I'm on your side.
He was hoodwinked.
Man, I'm on your side. My thing is, at what point is he not allowed to not be attracted? That doesn't make him gay.
That shit was hard as fuck to explain.
Okay, but if you see somebody but straight, let's just look at it on a straight perspective. Let's
that man is making
okay. You might do. I try to explain it, man.
But look at it on a straight perspective.
Like a woman.
Can I say something real quick?
Wait, let Jesse.
No, Mark,
can I say something real quick? Let me say something real quick. The point he was trying to make was, is he considered transphobia because he was not attracted to her? Homophobic or transphobia just because he wasn't attracted to her being a trans woman?
Yeah, after I learned the truth.
No, you wasn't. And again, I'm saying this, I'm taking ownership of what I'm feeling and what I'm thinking. I don't feel or think that you are transphobic or homophobic just because you was not attracted to the fact that she used to be a man. That is not your cup of tea.
Exactly. Thank you.
It's not your cup of tea. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just like you're probably not attracted to overweight women, are you?
No.
So I mean, that doesn't mean that you're what's the word?
Heterophobic.
Heterophobic.
No, body shaming. Not body shaming.
Yeah, well, we are, but body shaming is big. When it comes to body shaming is the biggest when it comes to the homosexual community. We're the
teddy
biggest
bears are
ones
the
when it comes
best.
to that. You know,
There's a teddy
when it
bear
comes to
community.
body
It's a
shaming.
whole thing.
But just because you are not attracted to the same sex does not mean you're homophobic, transphobic, or anything. It's just your preference.
Okay, so let's remember the subject. The subject is called heterosexual hate. Now let's transition to the hate that heterosexual people are giving towards the LGBT community. And I want y'all to explain from your own experience that you've gotten hate from either family members, school, church members. You know, what is your personal experience just because of your sexuality?
Mark, can I hit this real quick before you say that, please? Just real quick. Within the heterosexual community, especially in the church, my black church, I got to hit this real quick because I go to church every damn Sunday.
Oh, you play the organ, you're good.
No, yeah, here's my thing. It's all good. They can, within the church, they will hate all day. Gay, this, they go off. But when it comes to those tithes, those offerings, and if you can lead that choir and go on to win all trophies, you're all good.
Wait, what?
That's
hypocrites.
It's true.
Hold on, real quick. Let me ask you this: do they really still do that in church? Because
yes,
I haven't been to a church where they said
not mega church.
Not
mega church.
I'm not saying they don't. I said
no, it's true.
Yeah,
it's true. Not mega churches, but you go to the small churches. Oh, absolutely. They will bash you all day, but they'll take your money.
They sure will.
I'm sure they will, but they're going to bash
that money is all
they
good.
can get away with. But I understand where you're going with it, but I'm going a different direction with it. They're only going to bash once they can get away with it. They can get away with it.
We just agreed.
Huh?
Y'all have a drink.
We agree on a couple of things. I just didn't get a chance to say it.
Okay, go ahead, Soldier Girl. Give me your experience. And I want to know the reason why I'm asking is because I want to understand what you consider to be hate that we may not understand that you feel is hatred towards you and your sexuality.
Okay, so I'm a preacher's kid. My dad's a pastor. I grew up in a Kojic church. One of the strictest religions you could be under. I was under a microscope all the time, especially being the pastor's child. And so I had to live my life a certain way. And so for the longest, I've liked or, had interest in girls since I was younger, but that's not something that I could come out the closet with. And so it wasn't until I went into the military where felt liberated to be who I was, because growing up, if I was to live the life that I live today, I'm going to hell. So, and it was force-fed into me that if I didn't walk the straight and narrow, I was going to hell. So I was never able to live my truth as I live it today. And now I don't give a shit what people think about me. I live my life however I live it. So that's my experience.
So the hate came
and let me add one thing. One thing that really made me want to come out in my truth is I saw so many people living in the closet. And it pained me to see people not be able to live their truth, even still to today, seeing grown-ups not be able to live their truth and be who they authentically are, be out of fear of, people hating on them or treating them, like they're less than. So
I admire, what I admire so much about, and I'm going to try to hit all the letters, LGBTQ and all this. I admire y'all so much. You know why I admire you all so much? Especially the ones out of the closet, because y'all living y'all truth. Heterosexuals and all this right here, we're so conditioned to, we got to look this way. We got to be this way here. I admire y'all so much because y'all live y'all truth. And us as heterosexual males, sometimes we try to put on somewhat of a facade to go into this club or go into whatever environment. So I admire the hell out of y'all for that. I do. I've said it to my wife plenty of times. I said, man, I admire them. Look at what they do. I will do. I'll check.
Hey, I got some questions here. I got some questions here, and Hulk sent me these questions earlier last week. Hey, can we give a round of applause to Hulk, because it's because of him and this show is existing right now that we're actually talking about this. He came to me. He said, "Yo, he's talking about the whole show," and I appreciate you coming out. So he said, "I'm going to say these 3 questions. We'll address these 3 questions, and then we're going to wrap up the show." All right. The first question is this. Why does society accept girl on girl and not man on man? That's one. Okay. The second is, why is there so many men and women on the down low? Okay. And lastly, why does heterosexual men have a problem with bisexual men sleeping with women and men? I want the last question to be addressed first, because that motherfucker.
Nope. Covered every one of them.
Hold on, real quick.
Bisexual men sleeping with men and women. So I think the heterosexual men should speak first. Go ahead, Big Good.
Hold on, real quick. Hold on. Let me say something real fast. You know everything you know everything that you just, every question you just said, we've already talked about every single one of those within the conversation.
Pretty much. But the last one,
we have every single one of those.
No, not the last one. The heterosexual men have a problem with bisexual men sleeping with men and women. We haven't talked about that.
Yeah, we can go ahead.
We're going to. We're going to. Go ahead, Big Good.
Go ahead, man.
Big Good, I already know what you're gonna say.
Man sleeping with a woman and a man, gay. 2 women that are attractive.
I said the same thing.
No. Let me finish.
I said that.
Let me finish.
I have a question.
No. It's my final thoughts.
Go ahead.
All right, you, Miss Final Thought, not gay.
Fatality.
All right. Again, 2 attractive women, not gay. 2 soldier girl, in my eyes, not gay. All right. 2 like 300-pound women, matter of fact, 6'3", 200-some pound, just like Hope, females, not identified as female, but like was born female, and they say they're traditional females.
God.
Gay.
Oh. Okay.
2 men, gay.
No. Okay. All right. This is my turn. All right. Heterosexual. Why do heterosexual men have a problem with bisexual men sleeping with men and women? I think this is the reason why. I think the reason why is because I've never had to address this, but I'm going to go deep down inside and act like I'm in that situation. And what would I say to her? If I was dealing with a woman who had dealt with a bisexual man, I would say to her,
disease.
Yep.
Not disease, because we're all eligible for disease.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Thank you.
The problem I would have is this.
Just say what
let's not talk about.
No. Well, let's it's the uncomfortable truth now, and it's about to get really uncomfortable. Okay.
I got something to say too, but
Let me finish.
Don't leave me alone. I got a question.
I would say to her, so you mean to tell me, oh God, I'm gonna get hurt for this, but I'm being uncomfortable. I'm telling you.
Go ahead. Get it out there.
You tell me that you sucked a man's dick that was in another ass.
I have a question. Can I say my question?
I'm not kissing you no more.
What about your?
Wait. I have a question. Wait, let me ask my question.
Nope. Final thoughts.
Okay, so
Team
to that, right? As a man, for
You're
a
not.
straight man to tell a woman if she's had sex with another man who stuck his thing in another man's butt, right? Let's just think of it on the other aspect that she's had another man who was straight stick his thing in another woman's butt.
Same response. If she tells
So
me,
what's the difference?
No, it's no difference.
Still...
There's no difference. I'm going to give the same response if she told me. If she said, well, my last boyfriend, he used to stick his dingling in my butt and then I suck it.
Okay.
Same difference. I'm out. There's no ginger. There's no Listerine on earth.
So it doesn't matter then.
Why
That's
you
the
out?
thing. So it doesn't matter.
Why you out, Mark?
It doesn't matter if he was gay or not.
Let me explain. Because with men on men, you know there's anal sex.
But it doesn't matter. If you're clean, you're clean.
Hold on. Listen. With men on men, you assume that there is anal. Exactly. That's why I use that word. With men on men, you assume automatically anal sex. With woman on man, you don't assume that. So you're automatically going to go to, wait a minute. So this is what you was doing. So I might as well be with a man if I'm going to be with you because you interacted with him and y'all doing the same shit. And so it's ignorant. I admit
I don't give a fuck.
Listen. I gave you what naturally came to me. Don't judge me. I gave you.
It's okay.
I'm being vulnerable. Okay.
It's okay, Mark. That's perfectly fine. You was not being offensive. That was not offensive at all.
I'm just telling you what I would.
I'm just saying.
And I would say, yo.
So let me ask you a personal question, Mark. Let me ask you a personal question. You're not into anal sex?
I'm asking the same thing.
To a woman. Would you stick your thing in her butt?
Come on.
What you doing?
Come on.
Yeah,
come
but
on.
he don't have balls.
Hold on.
She's sitting right there, y'all.
There's one set of balls.
Are you into anal sex?
There's one set of balls.
No, answer the question.
That is Tuesday night. I will join the Tuesday night.
There's
out the middle.
So are you into anal sex? Hold on. Let me ask another question.
One set of balls when
you hitting it from the back, does that thumb go
Wait
in
a
the
minute.
butt?
Hold on. Come on now. Come on.
Again,
your mama
used
that same thumb you used to eat tacos with.
But that's the only reason.
Oh,
We're
you
heterosexual
motherfucker.
Taco.
I'll say this, and then I'm leaving.
Snicker.
Come
I
on,
will
be
do
real.
for my woman
one set of balls.
whatever's necessary.
We're not talking about balls.
You talking about from the back?
A butt is a butt.
We talking about
But
No,
it's
it's
one
not.
We're
No,
talking
it's not.
about
Everybody has an
anal
ass.
sex.
No,
We're
no,
talking about
that's
anal
true.
sex with a woman.
No.
We're talking about anal
Operator,
sex
take
with a
the camera
woman.
off me.
We ready for an answer.
No.
Not them. Don't put it on me.
Hold on. Do you have anal sex with a woman? Red shirt. I'm sorry. I forgot your name, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, back good. Back good.
Back good. Do you have
Go
anal
ahead.
sex? Do you have anal sex with women?
With my wife? I'm you ready? No.
Nope.
No.
Have
When
you
you
ever?
hitting it from the back,
There is a
when you
difference.
hitting it from the back, does that thumb go in that booty?
Have you
I mean,
ever
100%. No.
anyone in your life have you ever
And you've never had
participated in?
anal sex.
That's
You've never
not
had anal sex with a woman.
thing,
Not
guys.
to me.
No, that ain't what we asked. Come on, you know
No,
what we
have you
asked.
ever had anal sex with a woman?
Have
Yes
you
or
ever
no?
had anything in your booty?
Have you ever put it in the booty?
Have you ever had
I
anything
see
in your
what you're
booty?
doing, and my counter is this right here. There's never been a dick or a ball hanging down when I'm doing it.
That's not what I'm asking. I
That's
said with a woman.
That's a
I
big
specified
Never
with
mind.
a
With the
woman.
woman?
It does
Yes.
not
With
matter,
a woman.
guys.
Do
That
you
doesn't
have?
matter. Like,
Okay, so
The only
okay,
reason
cool.
why it was brought up is because Mark talked about it
Exactly.
and he used
Right.
it as a reference. And so
Right.
we're just bringing it up, what he said.
And what he said.
That's
Exactly.
what came out of his
He
mouth.
said if his girl ever had sex with a man who has had sex with another man, he is out. That's
My
what he
apologies.
said.
No, he's not anal sex.
There we go.
So after dark crew, we'll leave that alone. Tuesday night.
Fatality.
Hey,
Me
Yes, Freaky Fam. Yes, Freaky
all
Fam.
y'all.
Me and JB gonna both come on as
Yeah.
That's right, JB. You gotta come too.
yeah, I feel like that shit is so convoluted. I feel like the lines are so blurred. I feel like if you say, I don't want to be with a woman who once was in a relationship with a man who was doing it in a dookie shoot with somebody else, yeah,
I'm
it's
gonna
because
think, I'm
it's
gonna
the
think
mi-
every time I put my tongue in your mouth and I
Exactly,
feel something.
exactly.
That's old doo-doo residue
Exactly.
or something. Because I got an immature mind. I can admit that.
I understand. I
Immature,
mean,
childish mind.
to a certain degree, I think it's the image. It doesn't even make you mature. It's the image of it. You picturing he was just screwing him like he was liking it, and now he was screwing you. And now
Let me lick all that.
like miss me on all
Let me lick it
that.
off for you.
No,
Corn
miss me on all of that.
and,
That's why
and popcorn.
I'm not, the whole idea of scissoring with another, like, I'm good. Like,
I don't have a problem with that. That's the crazy thing. I don't have a problem with that.
Of course, and that is what I
brought up. Woman, and they were just bumping cooch boots. I'll be like, oh, I wish I was there. Get a camera.
That's what I brought up. I brought that up before. I brought that up before. I'm like, yeah, it's definitely a double standard. But you have
let's give a shout out to all of our guests for coming up and sharing their uncomfortable truth. Thank y'all, man. That y'all, the show could not have been what it was without y'all. Everybody was uncomfortable. Everybody showed their truth. For once, I was not the bad guy, and JB was the fucking bad guy. Yes, listen. I was enjoying that shit, but I still had your back, girl.
Yeah, I feel you. I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate you.
Hey,
that was crazy.
For everybody that was watching and everybody that was listening, listen. These type of situations and circumstances will never get better until we get into our uncomfortable zone and we're able to talk about it. I learned a lot tonight, to be honest with you. I really did. And I continue to learn and I continue to tell my truth. But, until we can all get into a level playing field and be able to talk about it, our differences, we're never going to be able to come to an understanding.
I agree. And my thing is, Mark, I didn't realize it was that many differences. So I do want to give another shout out to all of the guests that was vulnerable, that opened up, that gave us some insight on what life looks like for them, and all of the different stereotypes. We had several guests tonight. So I learned a lot as well. And I enjoy this kind of thing. I don't want you to be the bad guy, Mark. But tonight, they was about to take me out of here, Mark.
I had your back,
Listen. Okay, what?
This is what she was trying to say to you, son. That's my girl. I ain't gonna let you come too deep now. You know what I'm saying? All right.
Yeah, he was talking about because I'm intelligent. I got offended, and so I'm dumb, nigga.
Nah. We gotta understand the same thing, the same way. We don't want them to get offended when we don't understand something. We can't get offended when they don't understand something about us. Nigga. But hey, Hulk is a good dude, man. I've known him for years now, and when I first met him, I knew nothing about his sexuality, and he came out voluntarily while we were in the car talking about starting a car club. He's like, "Look, man, I want to tell you something before anybody else tell you." And he said, "I want you to know I got a husband and blah blah blah." And when he told me that way, I was like, "I don't give a fuck, nigga. We still cool. You're still my boy.
We got somebody coming on.
What the fuck's going on?
What we got going on?
Operator been fucking up today.
Leave him alone.
No, I'm getting his ass just like he get my ass. He tear my ass up every week. But anyway, closing thoughts.
Yeah. All right. So ladies first, I didn't realize I was gonna enjoy those three topics as much as I did. I didn't do as much research on it as I wanted to do. Time be busy. We didn't really go over our weeks, but my week is typically always busy, and it's been a little extra this week. So, but I enjoyed I just think, listen, here's the uncomfortable truth. You create a community for yourself. You create stereotypes. Your people misrepresent you. Y'all gonna have to deal with that. And if you want us to understand, then you can't be as aggressive or judgmental when we say, here's our experience. So be prepared for the hard conversation. That's
Every group of people in America has a side that misrepresent them. You got white people and they call their other group white trash. We got black folks and we got niggas. You got fucking Mexicans and you got vatos. You got all these different groups. It doesn't matter what group it is. You're going to have one part of the group that's fucking it up for everybody else. And we have a misunderstanding and an uncomfortable truth about that part. Everybody else that's just living their lives and minding their business, guess what? We don't give a fuck. We right there with you. We don't give a fuck who you having sex with or what you're having
business.
You can have sex with yourself. I don't give a shit.
With a fish.
Exactly. As long as we get along and get things done together, we all family, especially black folks. Now, I will say this. The last thing is this. We can't be hypocrites, though. We can't be hypocrites. Y'all as a community cannot take one specific group in your community and shun them because you don't like the way they practice their ways and then tell us we're wrong because if somebody does it to you that's outside the community. We got to be accountable for ourselves. We got to hold ourselves accountable. Just like I hold heterosexual men and she hold heterosexual women accountable. Yeah. But hey, you know what, JB? We got about 4 minutes. Anything else you want to say?
I have nothing else. I enjoyed tonight. I enjoyed all of the guests. I enjoyed the maturity of the guests. I love y'all. We family. We are family. You know.
I think we should start having Hulk on a lot more because he brings the LGBTQ mindset as well. And you know, I like the way y'all two was going back and forth, and it wasn't me. You know what I'm saying?
Man, shut your bitch ass up, nigga. Nobody asked you that a bitch ass thing. You better shut the fuck up before I knock your fucking head off your shoulders, old ugly ass bitch. Stupid ass bitch. Nigga, I'll kick your fucking heart out your chest, nigga. You better watch the fuck out.
I need my own drops. But hey, you want to do the closing tonight or you want me to do
it? No, you got it. You got it. I'm good.
Okay, well. Woo!
What a show.
Great show, another great evening. The uncomfortable truth, man. We dipped and dabbed into an area that me and my co-hosts were very uncomfortable and not as knowledgeable. And we're all just trying to learn and try to get along and try to help each other be better. You know, we talked about the hatred, we talked about the judgment, we talked about the uncomfortable, the inappropriate speech for that community. And believe it or not, for everybody out there watching, if you were offended, that is not our intent. Our intent is for people to learn. And we try to make it fun and we try to make it comfortable. But remember the name of the show. It's called The Uncomfortable Truth. And that's what we're here to talk about. It's going to be educated, it's going to be educational, and it's going to be uncomfortable. So next week, same bat channel, same bat time. We'll see you on The Uncomfortable Truth of the day. Good night, everybody. Peace.